Football Championships proudly present tonight's Stirling Cup.
And a very good evening, everyone. Welcome to the final first-round match in the 1983 Stirling Cup, and the match tonight between Norwood, the reigning premiers from South Australia, and of course Footscray. Footscray beaten last Saturday, but likewise Norwood in Adelaide. They were defeated by North Adelaide in quite a surprise result. Both teams are out onto the ground now, but let's go down to the respective dressing rooms for team changes. First of all, the check-ins.
Well, thank you very much, Peter. But North Melbourne have two draft players in this Norwood team this evening. Gary McIntosh, number 14, and Tom Warhurst, number 44. There were two sets of brothers in the team, Andrew Aish and Michael Aish. One is number 43 and the other number 8. And Michael Aish is tied to Richmond, so there's more interest in the game. And another set of brothers again, Keith Thomas and Greg Thomas. And Keith Thomas, number 7, is tied to Melbourne. So there's a lot of interest for the VFL clubs here this evening. The coach is Neil Baum, ex-Richmond, having a fair season, he told me. He's won 4 and lost 2, should have won last week, but he said the team are going along all right. And of course, last year, Norwood were premiers in their competition. The interchange tonight in the Norwood side is Ross and Fosdyke, and we'll go now over to Stephen Phillips, who's out on the ground.
Thanks, Jack. Well, Bluey Hampshire and the Footscray selectors picked their side according to the Weather Bureau. They were told it was going to rain, and when it didn't rain, they've had to reshuffle most of their side. The most important moves are centre half-back Mark Callett is out with a thigh injury, and young Andrew Taylor, who played out here for West Sunshine in the schoolboys match just a few weeks ago, takes over at centre half-back. He's been one of the best players in the reserves 5 of the last 7 weeks. The other big move is at full forward, Simon Beasley, who kicked 82 goals for Footscray last year and came second in the goal kicking, is in the side. He's been trouble with his knee, but the Bulldogs have decided to play him because they think the conditions out here are ideal tonight. Ford is on the bench, and Beasley into the side at full forward makes all the difference. The ground out here, pretty slippery, but the conditions absolutely ideal. Back to you, Peter Landy.
Thanks, Steve. The umpires for tonight's match, by the way, are Ian Robinson from Victoria, and the South Australian umpire here tonight is Rick Kinnear. Norwood and Footscray back for the first quarter in just a moment. And welcome back to VFL Park. The team's now taking up their positions for the start of play here in the final first-round match. The toss has been effected, and let's just pick up to see who's kicking which way. Simon Beasley, of course, a late inclusion in the Footscray side, has gone to the goal square, so that means the Bulldogs are kicking to the main scoreboard end here at VFL Park.
And when Jack Edwards, Peter, was talking about the number of players signed by his teams, what he didn't say is that Norwood have come across to win. And when I say win, I was just talking to John Wynn, one of the Norwood stars of recent years, and he's here tonight, and he said, we haven't come across to be beaten.
Well, there's a couple of interesting players in this lineup, as the boys mentioned at the opening, and it'll be interesting to see how Michael Aish goes. He's number 8, playing as a ruck rover for Norwood, Peter.
He's just about next to the circle now. Up they go, Taylor and Michael Aish. A chance for Footscray to get clear, and the ball is picked up out there for the Bulldogs down there by Steve McPherson, not getting too far. And we'll see a ball up to take place only a couple of metres from the circle. Knocked down by Taylor. A chance for Norwood to go through, and the umpire has found a free kick after Gallagher got boot to the ball. And let's see who's going to take it. It's going to Norwood, and it will be taken by Neagle. Button got underneath the ball. He's a pretty solid sort of a customer, and it will be a free kick going Norwood's way. In fact, he's come out of it with the free kick. It's Walker, is it? Long down towards full forward. Button again almost got the grab out there in front of Taylor. That's Andrew Taylor for Footscray, but the umpire has decided to ball it up.
Incidentally, young Andrew Taylor played with Sunshine, I think, in the Herald Shield match.
That's just this year. That's him on camera now.
Pretty rapid sort of promotion, isn't it? Walker for Footscray. There's 2 Walkers out on the ground tonight. Mark almost brought down there by Gallagher. Aish has the chance. He gives the handball over to Gallagher, who stumbles. Hand pass to Michael Aish. Long handball, this time into the forward pocket, and slipping over is McIntosh. He's the boy that North Melbourne will be very keen to have a look at. A hand pass from Thomas. Back it comes to Aish again. Long shot in towards the 10-metre square. Button goes high, can't take the mark. Plenty of Footscray players are there. It's picked up by Taylor. Taylor drives it towards the boundary line, and it goes over in the forward pocket, and we'll see it thrown back into play.
Out of bounds about 45 metres around from the Norwood goal. And of course, it's been mentioned that this team was premiers last year. I think they beat Glenelg by about 83 points in the grand final. That's knocked out by Michael Aish, forced out again to Footscray, but Flint Buttons gets a hand pass out, but the umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Button there on that half-forward flank position. Bob, if I'm correct, isn't he the son of one of the chap Button that played over in South Australia a few years ago?
That was Button, Lou.
No, Button. The ball kicked high to the full forward position now. Chance there for the big fellow Taylor to mark it. Couldn't do so. Finally pushed out by Davidson. And there's a go now for the ball to be cleared away by Footscray. Back out towards that wing position. Plenty of fumbling going on now as a hand pass comes back there to Jimmy Edmund, their skipper. Ball thrown back into play that time, and a chance now for the ball to be picked up by Neil Cordy. A hand pass coming back to Foster. Foster's kick for Footscray is up there towards that half-forward flank position. And there's a good mark taken in defence, that time by Winter of Norwood. This is Winter with the ball at half-back. No score as yet, and we're just on the 3-minute mark. Michael Aish in front, couldn't hold the mark, and tries to get through the pack again. The umpire said Michael Aish was grabbed too high, and he'll get the free kick. Michael Aish with the ball now on that centre wing position. And as Bob Skilton said, they're pretty determined to win this match here. Norwood last year's premiers. Over it goes now, and there we see Scanlon. Michael Aish again kicking the ball back out there. The ball punched to the ground. There's a go now for Roberts to have a snapshot for goal, but it's finally put through that time by Neagle.
A good play by Norwood on that occasion. It came right from Button on the centre wing, and they were leading in the race for the ball. And I do feel at this stage that maybe a little bit of the inexperience of the Footscray backline could be a bit of a worry to them, with Andrew Taylor having the task of playing on Button. And Button, for the Norwood side, has been a very experienced player and been around for a long time.
Norwood up to a good start there. 1 goal, 6 points to Footscray yet to score just over the 4-minute mark. The ball out there on the centre wing position. And the umpires decided to play a free kick. It'll go out there to Michael Aish.
So Aish just wide of the centre. Short pass up towards half forward. I wish they had numbers on their front.
Scanlon, Pete.
Thanks, Bob. And the mark taken down there by Davidson for Footscray. Got a 15-metre penalty. And they're in the news at the moment, aren't they? So Kevin Sheedy and the umpires having a war. Taken away by Taylor. Up towards centre half forward. Knocked to the ground. Picked up by Aish again. Flicks out the hand pass. That's okay. Turnbull at centre field. A short pass again. To left half forward. Norwood up towards their forward pocket. A chance down there. Picking up the ball for Norwood is Roberts. Going pretty close. And there's another goal. Put in by Neagle again. But that's 2 he's got. And this is a fine start to Norwood.
It's a good piece of football. Neagle finishing it off, and it was a lovely hand pass from Michael Aish that got the ball out in the first place. Neville Roberts, the ex-Richmond player.
Rocky.
And bouncing towards goal, but it wouldn't have made the distance, and Nagle being pushed after he put the ball through for his second goal.
Well, Footscray off to a slow start. They, of course, had to play in a qualifying round of this competition. They defeated Tasmania quite easily. Michael Aish gets the ball down from the tap out. Nobody's getting too far. And umpire Kinnear has decided to effect a bounce just wide of the centre circle.
Bob, what I've seen of this young Michael Aish, he looks pretty classy at the moment, doesn't he?
He's a very talented player, Lou. He won the McGarry medal the year before last, 1981. And, well, Richmond tried very hard to get him across to this year.
There he is again.
He gives another hand pass to McIntosh, who incidentally was probably the best player on the ground for Norwood in their grand final last year.
McIntosh down to full forward. Walker has the chance, and coming through pretty solidly is Greg Thomas. And the umpire will ball it up right on the edge of the 10-metre square.
Well, a chance again for Norwood to score. They've already kicked 2 goals, 12 points to Footscray yet to score. Just on the 6.5-minute mark of this first quarter. Knocked out by Michael Aish again. The ball hits the deck, kicked off the ground again by McPherson out wide towards the boundary line. It'll beat them all, and it'll be a throw in from that half-forward line about 60 metres around from the Norwood goal. Well, Footscray in a bit of trouble, but it's early part of the match yet. Ball knocked out by Button. Down it comes to Turnbull. Only said the early days, didn't I? But got to be careful what you say these days. You never know where you finish up in print, do you? Ball out of bounds in that forward pocket. It'll be a penalty free kick to go to Footscray. And it's Walker driving the ball back there. Oh, out there to Hawkins, jumped up before acceptance at that time, and he'll get a free kick against him. Oh, he's getting the free kick for possibly shepherding off or balking that time by the Norwood player. Picked up by Hawkins, out wide out to McPherson. There's a chance now for Gallagher. Gallagher goes for a pass down there towards Roberts, but it's nicely played away by Sewell. Back it goes to Gallagher again. A shot for goal. This one is coming pretty close, but it's off target and through for 1 point. I must go along with you, Bob. They're pretty determined at the moment, this crowd.
Yes, and Phil Gallagher, who we did see put the ball forward there, has played state football for quite some time, and I've had a number of South Australians say that in top form he is one of the most exciting players in South Australia.
Well, there'll be possibly a ball up. No, it's come out now, and finally that ball is knocked away by Rolton of Footscray. Out wide towards McPherson, goes for a long hand pass. A chance for Footscray's Walpole it is, and the ball back there now, a short pass over towards centre half forward, and Edmund comes in with a hand pass back to Hawkins. He taps it over nice. There's a go for Love. Runs to an open goal. This could be their first, but he's off target, or is it KF? Off target and through for 1 point. So Footscray getting their first score on the board just over the 8-minute mark. They're 1 point to Norwood, 2 goals, 1-13.
A bad miss by Terry Love. He could easily have touched the ball on the ground and gained another 15 metres. Maybe there was no speaking from players around him.
Warhurst out towards the half-back line. It comes to Footscray's Hawkins, a long hand pass into the direction of Walpole. Walpole then turned down towards the full forward position. Williams, 35 metres out as he brought up Footscray's first goal. I think it's just off target, and again through for 1 behind. Now the Bulldogs turn to miss them. They trailed by 11 points. Warhurst, as we mentioned in the opening, North Melbourne very keen to have a look at.
Is Ron Joseph here again, Pete?
Yes, the ubiquitous Ron Joseph. Turnbull grab, gets the hand pass out eventually, and booted away up towards the half-forward line, and Michael Aish, not Michael Aish, but Michael Aish taking the mark. He's been in everything so far. A short pass down towards the right half-forward line. Love gets offloaded and picked up by Neagle, who's already kicked 2 goals, and the pass almost accepted down there by Roberts, and it will be a free kick in the back to be taken for Footscray, and it will be, I think, Sewell to take it down there. He's done pretty well everything right since transferring from interstate. Over it comes to Andrew Taylor towards the half-back line. McIntosh looking for a free kick in the back, but the boundary umpire has adjudicated that out of bounds, and it will be thrown into play left half forward for Norwood. Michael Aish and Taylor. Michael Aish wins it easily. Picked up by McIntosh. And the umpire has said on the shoulder, and it will be a free kick to be taken by Greg Thomas. McIntosh it is, rather. Michael Aish has the mark. Gee, did he hold that long enough? He's about 45 metres out from goal. Kicked straight into the man on the mark. That was Andrew Taylor, but he's got a chance. Buttons there to make amends. Hand pass out towards Gallagher. Gallagher in turn. A further hand pass. That's Andrew Aish. Up towards full forward. Taylor off the hands, out of bounds.
Out of bounds in the forward pocket position, right against the Norwood point post. They're 2 goals, 1-13 to Footscray, 2 points. Yet to score a goal just on the 11-minute mark. The ball back into play. There's a free kick. It'll go to John Taylor of Footscray, better known as Mumbles, they tell me. Ball kicked out wide towards that wing position. Oh, a bit of buffeting going on there by McIntosh, picked up by Hawkins and finally forced out of bounds.
He's paid the free kick.
Might have paid the free kick against Hawkins, and he's not too happy about it. And McIntosh, one of the boys that...
Watch it again on replay, and we see...
Well, he's thrown it away, hasn't he, really?
Yes, he probably thought that it was over the line first as Michael Aish goes forward, and Neville Roberts takes the mark.
Well, there's the mark by Roberts. He'd be about 35 metres out from goal, the ex-Richmond player. On a slight angle, but the distance shouldn't worry him one bit. This will be a good start if he can put this one through. Putting 3 goals on the board before the Bulldogs have scored. Pretty close, but it's a goal. Just over 12 minutes gone. 3-1-19 Norwood to Footscray, 2 points. Footscray to attack this time through Jimmy Edmund, looking up there for Beasley, but Warhurst goes to punch. Good play. Winter couldn't pick it up, but still a scrimmage developing there. The ground doesn't look as slippery as it normally is here for Tuesday night, and the umpire's going to ball it up about 10 or 12 metres out from the Footscray goal.
A big chance for a Footscray goal. Williams gets Scragg, looking for a free kick. None was forthcoming out there. Norwood get the ball out of the danger zone, driven up towards Button at centre wing. Behind his opponent, has to go to punch. The umpire has found a free kick. It's going to Footscray, will be taken by Taylor. John Taylor. High to half forward. And a chance out there for Walpole, streaming forward in towards the 10-metre square. Too long for Beasley, and it's through for one behind to the Bulldogs. 3 points to 3-1-19, a difference of 16 points. Bluey Hampshire, the Footscray coach, on the left there, I don't think would be too happy with the scoreboard at the moment, or in fact the way his side's playing. Picked up by Love from half forward, looking for Beasley. Beasley and Warhurst. Beasley in front, had the grab. The hand pass now comes out towards Jenkins from left half-back flank. And Jenkins goes for a long kick. And the mark taken by Michael Aish in front of Taylor at left centre wing. A Button. Up towards half forward and chipping into the Bulldogs and taking the mark down there as Walden. He played on, perhaps foolishly as it turned out. Cordy goes for the hand pass. Rolton again off the ground. Some weight being used out there. It's against Footscray, against Neil Cordy on that occasion, and the free kick to be taken out there for Norwood. Roberts making a lead. Thomas up towards half forward. Twisted clear up towards the half-back line again, and a chance for Footscray to pick it up. It's McPherson, Steve McPherson. Turnbull up towards the half-forward line. Roberts. Andrew Aish. Short pass to Neagle, who's already kicked 2 goals. He's dangerous near the goals, trying to get it out to Michael Aish, which he does. He's got 3 Footscray opponents to beat, though, and the umpire has found a free kick for holding the ball. It'll go to one of the 3. Let's see who's going to take it. It's Hawkins. He's got to go over the mark.
I reckon that was a bit hard on the Norwood guy, Bob, because he made all the play, didn't he?
Yeah, but he made no attempt to get rid of it once he did have possession, Lou.
Well, it goes to Walker eventually, who gives it to John Taylor. A short pass by Taylor up to the half-back line. Mark taken by Jimmy Sewell. To centre field. Gallagher in front, but he can't take the mark. That's going to Walpole, who plays on. A short pass out towards left centre wing. And playing on for Footscray is Terry Love, who's been one of their busier players so far in the term. A short pass, and short being the operative word. Didn't cover the required 10 metres. Out it comes from McPherson, and in turn to Foster, who I think played for Fitzroy. Love again, moving downfield well, follows it up, looking for the hand pass. Back it comes to Foster. Too long and too wide, or is it just marked inside the line? No, he's got it. That's Williams.
Inside, could it?
Right, gee, that was close. So Williams, usually a good kick, in towards the 10-metre square it comes. Beasley at the back, goal coming up for Footscray if he's accurate. Couldn't get boot the ball quickly enough. And the ball up will take place about 2 metres from goal.
A little bit slow that time, Beasley, but they certainly attacked pretty hard, that defence of Norwood. The ball up right on the edge of the line. And they've tapped it through for 1 point, the sensible thing to do. And Footscray still yet to score a goal at the 16-minute mark. So it's 4 points to Footscray, to Norwood off to a great start. 3 goals, 1-19, and playing pretty tenacious football at the moment. Warhorse brings the ball back to the wing position. There's a mark taken out there by Winter. Well, he's playing like a war horse at the moment. He's really trying as the ball goes back out there towards the wing position. Coming in to meet it now is Neagle. He's already kicked 2 goals. Only a free kick to him. Finally, a long hand pass comes over to Knight. Taps the ball back out there to Walpole. Another one back to Knight, but put him under pressure. Nice hand pass that time by Scandon. The ball finally goes out there to Thomas. And we see them go back now. Ball driven up there towards the half-forward line. A good mark by Sewell. A hand pass coming back here again. And Davidson takes the ball away from the danger zone for Footscray. At the back is Teal going for it. Couldn't hold the mark. It's finally picked up here again by McIntosh. McIntosh's kick is over to Winter, I think it may be. And a chance now for Norwood to go further ahead now up towards their centre half-forward position. That's a good mark taken by Roberts. Shaping up as a pretty dangerous player at the moment. He'd be about 35 to 40 metres out from goal directly in front. This is Roberts coming in for goal number 2. But this time he's off target and it's through for a point. So they move on to 3 goals to 20 Norwood. Approaching the 18-minute mark, to Footscray 4 points only.
Neil Baum not in that group there.
No, certainly not. Might be down on the fence because it's getting pretty close to quarter time. Sill boots the ball back into play. McKenna stood there and had a look at that one, and Gallagher takes an easy mark there for Norwood out there on that half-forward flank position.
He'd be about 65 to 70 metres out from goal. Couldn't possibly score from there. Big pack of players. It knocked on by Button. Here's a go in the goal square. He's only got to kick it through off the ground. Greg Thomas does just that. His first, and a great start in this quarter for Norwood.
Yes, and deservedly so, because they have really been the most effective team. They, on that occasion then, as we see Gallagher coming down with the ball, every Footscray player up for the trying to take the mark or knock it away, and Gallagher, as the Rover should be, at the back of the pack, waiting for the crumbs, making no attempt to be in the pack with the rest of them. Not Gallagher, no, Thomas.
Just about quarter time. 22 points the difference in favour of the Redlegs. McKenna scoops it out to Steve McPherson from right half forward. Long kick looking for Beasley. Warhurst is there, and it's picked. He gets the hand pass in turn from Winter, but the ball in the meantime is over the boundary line, and we'll see it thrown back into play with 50 seconds of the first quarter remaining. 4 interstate players on the field at the moment. 3 from Norwood, 1 from Footscray, and that is, of course, Neil Cordy, will be representing Victoria for the first time. And 3 South Australian players, of course, will be playing for their clubs on Saturday. There's a goal of the Bulldogs, and putting it through down there was McPherson. So that's their first, coming up very nearly at quarter time with some 20 seconds remaining, and a very valuable one, Bob.
Yes, and Steve McPherson has been one of the better of the Footscray players so far in this term. Busy around the ground. It's very doubtful whether another score will come in this term, as there's only 8 seconds left to play. So I would think extremely, well, doubtful is not the word, because it's about to bounce the ball and the siren about to sound.
So very close to quarter time, the siren imminent. 4-2-26, Norwood and Footscray 1-4-10 at the end of the first term.
VFL fans will have no trouble recognising Norwood's coach tonight, former Richmond forward Neil Baum. Over 158 games for the Tigers, Baum was in the thick of things. Twice he topped the club's goal-kicking, and in 1973 and 1974 played in premiership sides under Tommy Hafey. Since taking over as coach of the Redlegs, he's taken Norwood into the finals 3 years in a row, and last year achieved the ultimate with a premiership against Glenelg. Baum's Redlegs versus Bluey's Bulldogs on 7 Stirling Cup.
13 points the difference at quarter time for Norwood. Neagle has 2 goals, Roberts 1 and Greg Thomas 1, and for Footscray, their only goal kicked by Steve McPherson in the last minute of the first term. Let's go down to Stephen on the boundary.
Thank you, Peter. Well, the story of the game could well be the story of the coaches. Neil Baum was so pleased he vaulted the fence, didn't even use the gate, came out here and was very pleased with his side's performance. Bluey Hampshire on the other side came out here and launched straight into his players. He said there was just no talking. They fooled around with the ball too much and didn't show any desperation whatsoever. But he really gave them a burst at quarter time. Back to you, Peter.
Thanks, Steve. Bob Skilton, would you echo those comments?
You couldn't help but. I think Footscray are very fortunate that they are not further behind, because the defence of Norwood were far too aggressive, as we see Neil Baum coming up the stand. Warhurst and Winter across the back line, and across the half-back line, Scanlon and Teal were far too strong for their Footscray opponents, and they carried the ball forward, where the smaller players like McIntosh, Turnbull, Michael Aish and Gallagher on the wing continually gave their forwards chances. And so with Nagel kicking 2 goals, Neville Roberts one, I think Footscray are very, very fortunate they're not further behind. And watch again from some of the early pieces of play, and I think it may have been the first goal, as Neville Roberts' kick was virtually smothered. Nagel, roving well, puts it through.
Second quarter from VFL Park. The Redlegs lead by 16 points. Michael Aish taps it down. Aish, 20-metre handball, trying to find Gallagher, and taking it away as Nagel instead. Nagel, long handball again up to Turnbull. He's got to push in the back, surely, and he'll take the free kick at half forward for the Redlegs. Could just about score from there too. He'd be about 45 to 50 metres out from goal and directly in front. Beautiful kick, should just about get the distance. Taylor in front, behind. It's picked up 4 Footscray by Jimmy Sewell. Sewell, a short pass out towards Cordy. Neil Cordy taking the mark and playing on directly, delivering the ball to centre wing. Very close to the boundary line. In fact, it is over. Jenkins quite content to rush it over.
Interesting face with Neil Baum. Barry Richardson.
Former Tiger greats together. So a boundary throw-in on the member stand centre wing. Knocked down by Walpole. Picked up by Burton. McIntosh a little bit late with the tackle. And a pretty good grab out there, taken for Norwood, and driving them forward is Schmal. And again playing in front, paying dividends. Mark taken out there by Button. He's gone for the hand pass to Gallagher. Gallagher from half forward over the top to Nagel. Goal number 3 coming up. If he's accurate, no, he's not. Ball marked in the last line of the fence down there, but the umpire has found a free kick. Downfield or to Nagel?
Nagel.
So Nagel still has a chance to bring up that 3rd goal that I mentioned. And you can see directly in front, only about 15 metres out, so shouldn't miss. What's he done with that one? It's a goal. So 3 goals to Nagel, and that takes Norwood to 5-2, Footscray 1-4.
Once again, good teamwork, and Gallagher and Button in the thick of things. Button taking a fine mark, and is a little bit too physically strong for Andrew Taylor, even though young Taylor's had a number of kicks. Button, the vital player, and giving them something to attack through centre half forward.
Norwood lead by 22 points at the 2.5-minute mark now of the second term.
And Footscray in the hot seat as Michael Aish gets the ball back again. Finally, a hand pass coming out from Brian Cordy. Out there wide to McPherson over the half-forward line. But they're standing up very well, Norwood. That's Winter taking a good mark out there at half-back for the Redlegs. They're certainly very determined. Out it goes there now, and we see this is Andrew Aish with the ball. Of course, his brother, number 8, is playing very well. Walker went up before acceptance. It's allowed Button to take an easy mark. Back it goes to Turnbull, round the neck, I would say, but the umpire said no. A hand pass coming out that time from Thomas. Back to Button again. Another long hand pass out wide, and a chance now for Norwood to go deep into attack. A long kick up there towards full forward. Michael Aish dropped that mark. Down goes Walker. Finally, the chance now for the ball to be picked up that time by Brian Cordy. A hand pass coming out wide, and we see the ball finally driven away by Rolton. It is 4 Footscray out wide towards the wing position, but a good mark by Scanlon. Over it goes to Jenkins. Jenkins with a long kick back over the half-forward line. McIntosh coming into meter, but Sewell's there for Footscray, but couldn't juggle the ball well enough, and it's out of bounds. Out of bounds on that half-forward line, about 40 metres around from the Redlegs goal, and Bluey Hampshire not too happy. Hawkins always grabbed too high that time, Hawkins. He'll get the free kick out there at half-back. Well, I think that just emphasised, Bob, the determination of this mob. They're not letting Footscray get away at all.
No, and I think they're probably even a little bit more determined, because they copped a bit of a thrashing from North Adelaide last weekend.
There's a short pass coming out from Burton. And the ball by Walpole is up there towards Beasley. Couldn't hold the mark. It hits the deck. Love ducks his head, gives a wild hand pass. Picked up by Teal. Teal's hand pass is back there towards the back pocket position, picked up by Winter. A chance now for Andrew Aish, having a great battle out there with Neil Cordy. Still in the front posse. Aish got nearly one in the back.
Yes.
Now he's playing it for holding the ball against him. I thought it could have gone the other way.
I agree.
Yeah, so did I. Well, luck's a fortune. Jack Edwards also agrees, so that's 4-1. Love juggled it and then lost it. Good tackle by Williams. Still play continues. Teal. Now towards Scanlon. And the ball beats him and also Turnbull over the boundary line. And we'll see it thrown in left half forward for Footscray. Knocked away by Michael Aish. 2-on-1 close to the boundary line. Knocked away from Aish once again over the line. And again we'll see a throw in, this time about 15 metres closer to goal.
Tell you what, Bob, the skipper's going with two Turnbull, isn't he?
He's a very busy little player, Lou.
5-2 to 1-4 in the second term. Norwood in front. Knocked down by Michael Aish again. Chance for McKenna to get clear. Now it comes over to Brian Cordy. Well, Neil Cordy was right the first time. He's had 4 sets of brothers on the field tonight. And, of course, if Steve McPherson had his brother out there, he also plays for Footscray, of course, there'd be another lot. Umpire has found a free kick. That's going to Aish, Michael Aish, the elder of the 2 brothers. Back towards centre field, and the mark taken out there for the Redlegs by Michael Aish. Taylor, over to his brother Andrew, takes it from John. Short pass to no one in particular. It's taken by Rolton out there. Back to left half forward. Over the top was Cordy. Couldn't take the mark. Williams is also in there for Footscray. Very scrambly play. Umpire electing to let it continue. It comes over to Teal eventually, close to the boundary line. Teal to Neagle. Good pass. Hawkins making sure he doesn't go too far. And he has to go back and take his kick. Neagle, who's been very dangerous close to goals. Button has to try and beat 2 Footscray players, which he ultimately does. Gets an attack of the fumbles at the crucial moment. Scoots it out eventually towards Thomas. Thomas up towards Roberts, and Roberts takes the mark right half forward flank. Neville Rocky Roberts. He would be about 45 to 50 metres out. And as you can see, pretty close to the boundary line. Chance for his second goal. Going close, but I fancy not close enough. 3-4-1 behind to Norwood, and that takes them in the Stirling Cup to 5-3. Footscray still 1-4.
And they're still playing pretty strong football at the just over the 7-minute mark. Coming on the ground now is Ford for Footscray. Ball back out wide. There's a good mark taken by Neil Cordy. Rolton off the ground. Finally, it's back there towards Taylor. That's Andrew Taylor tapping the ball back to Cordy. There's a bit of juggling going on there. No one to go for the ball. Finally, there's a chance now for Andrew Aish to give it over there to Thomas. Thomas goes for a pass, but it's a misdirected. Oh, an easy mark dropped that time by Taylor. The ball back again towards centre half forward. Oh, Buttons flattened that time Brian Cordy, but umpire paid the free kick on the mark. Still in a bit of trouble. Did he make hard work of that? Now he's down. He's a bit cross about it. I think he could come off the ground pretty quickly if he's not careful. They're making a lot of mistakes, Footscray, and mainly through the determination of Norwood. They're playing strong football. Ball knocked out by Button. That's McIntosh giving a hand pass over there, and we see the ball driven up there by Greg Thomas, and there's a mark in front of goal. And a chance now for the Redlegs to go further ahead. They're 33 points to 10 at the moment. And a chance now here for Michael Aish to kick this goal. No, is it Walker, is it? Michael Aish. Michael Aish puts it through for a goal. Back in the centre again, and I think Jack Edwards made the remark just a moment ago, Footscray in trouble. That's the understatement of the year as it comes out there to Gallagher, and they go back into attack again, and they're looking good. Here's the danger player up forward, Neagle, and Roberts, another pretty powerful player down there, got a chance to kick their 7th goal, and by golly, Footscray will have to lift their game by about 400% if they're going to win this match at the moment, Peter.
Rocky Roberts directly in front of goal, has a chance for his second. Should miss. And again, we've seen them miss them from there before. Roberts' kick, though, is dead straight. The goal umpire hardly has to move. 2 goals to Roberts, who will, of course, be playing for South Australia against Victoria on Monday at Football Park. Let's take a look at the action in the replay.
Just then we saw Bluey Hampshire on the phone as Gallagher in the thick of things right throughout. A busy Neagle and a lovely little pass across there. Good lead from Neville Roberts, who is really getting away from Jim Sewell.
Well, I dare say viewers through ADS and Adelaide would be delighted with the result so far in the match. 7-3 to 1-4. That's a difference of 35 points in favour of the Redlegs, and it looks as though they're going to go further ahead the way they're playing, certainly. Picked up by Burton from the circle. Burton up towards half forward, and the defence of the Redlegs tonight has really been very good. Winter dragging in a fine mark.
He's played a fine game, this fella down there in defence. Winter, number 22, Pete.
He's gone for a short pass, looking for and finding Jenkins from left half-back flank. Jenkins up towards centre wing, and Turnbull takes the mark.
He's always a loose man. They're making the space, going to the space, giving themselves something to kick to on every occasion, and they're not frightened to attack and really run up the ground. And then once they've made that move, they go back to their position. A very disciplined side.
Walker has to get it forward for Footscray, and the Bulldogs do go forward eventually. Up toward, that was from Burton. Love tries to scoop it out. That's successful. Taken by Walpole at right half forward flank. Walpole showing a good turn of speed. A long shot in towards goal, over the head of Beasley, and bounces through. Badly needed one for the Bulldogs. Walpole putting through his first, 2-4 to 7-3.
And Gary Walpole, another of the youngsters to have played in the Herald Shield, as we see Neil Baum, and no doubt that not happy with that, but would be certainly happy with the performance. As we watch again on replay, Walpole, a very, very quick player, and doing exactly that to get away from Smale and put through that goal.
Coming up to the 12-minute mark now of the second quarter, 45 to 16, still in favour of Norwood, and a chance for them to go further forward. Loose ball at half forward, picked up by McIntosh, runs straight through Burton, strong stuff up towards full forward. Roberts is there again and has taken yet another mark.
See, that was great play on the part of McIntosh that time, Peter. Beautiful football.
Yeah, strong stuff. He came out with the socks down, and
but clever football too, just the same, even though it was strong.
He really brushed past Burton as if he wasn't there. So Roberts, a chance for goal number 3. Same distance out before, but on a slight angle. Hooks it a little bit, maybe just a smidgen too much. We'll wait on the goal umpire. Yes, he has put it through for one behind. And that takes the Stirling scoreboard now to 46 to 16, 5 goals the difference.
And just over the 12.5-minute mark, and the Bulldogs in plenty of trouble at the moment. This could be the upset of the Stirling Cup as the ball goes out wide now. A chance for Button to grab this one. Couldn't get there in time. And was it touched? Yes, on the line, so there'll be a throw-in from that full-back kick-in.
Well, if they wanted to get a full house on Monday for the interstate match, Lou, a win here to Norwood would certainly help things along, wouldn't it?
Well, I think they'll still get a pretty big crowd over there. And of course, we're doing the telecast on Monday too. Peters, the ball's knocked out by Button. The umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to that player out there on that half-forward line. They're playing strong football, and Neil Baum declared this. They're ready to win this match. He's on the right tram at the moment. Ball tapped on as a go there for Michael Aish. Oh, spins out of the pack. He might have got one in the back. No, dropping the ball.
I think he was penalised that time because he got past the first tackle and was considered by the umpire that he had ample time.
That's Brian Cordy out to John Taylor. Goes for a short pass. Finally picked up now by Neil Cordy. Cordy goes for hand pass out wide, and it's Burton with the ball now. Finally drives it out wide, looking there for 2 players, but neither can pick it up. Has a go for Footscray to get the ball clear, as we see Walpole get the ball high back towards the full forward position. Beasley goes for the mark, couldn't hold that one. They jump on top of that. Defence is standing up well. A hand pass coming out from Thomas over to McIntosh. The ball finally driven up there towards the centre half forward position again. There's a chance now for that's Andrew Taylor. Hand pass, the wrong one. It came out now to Button. Button gives a long one over, and a chance here now for Michael Laney to go for a pass. And I think Roberts has got it again. Yes, another chance for Roberts to score a goal. They're running right over the top of the Bulldogs at the moment.
This is leading still a merry dance at the present moment.
And it'd only be about, let me see, 30 metres out from goal, if that, on a very slight angle. He's already kicked 2 goals, going for goal number 3. But he's off target, fortunately for the Bulldogs. So it's 7-5-47 Norwood to Footscray, 2 goals for 16.
And 2 goals for is the score that Neville Roberts himself has kicked so far.
Ball back into play again. Punched away that time from Taylor by Button, doing a pretty good job there at centre half forward. Knocked on over there by Roberts over to Thomas. A hand pass coming back again as we see the ball driven up there towards the goals. And it could be a goal that time by Keith Thomas from, yes, it is a goal. So things are very, very serious for the Bulldogs at the moment. So we see Norwood at the moment, 8 goals, 5-53 to Footscray, 2 goals, 4. And their score is 16 points on the board.
We'll watch again on the replay. There's a lovely snap there. And right through. Good teamwork once again by Norwood. They've carried it right through. And Melbourne supporters would be very pleased to see the way Keith Thomas went about that goal.
15 and a half minutes have gone in the second quarter. Things not looking good for the Bulldogs at the moment. Crashing his way through again. McIntosh, gee, I like the style of this guy. The hand pass up towards Thomas. He couldn't handle it. McIntosh following it down well. It's a free kick going to Footscray for a high tackle, and it will be taken down there at centre half back by Walker. Walker bringing the ball wide across the centre. At the back is Teal, tries to punch the ball clear. In front, Williams for the Bulldogs. Does the shepherding, picked up by McPherson. Down to half forward, Jenkins underneath it. Plenty of high flyers. A loose ball again for Thomas to pick up. Socket off the ground by Walpole. Going down to Scanlon, tries to run through a couple. Hawkins has the chance. 20-metre handball to Edmund. The skipper onto the left foot. A snap at goal. Beasley. Mark, no. Warhurst falling on top of him. Could be a free kick.
It certainly wasn't a mark.
Go along with that. I think this will be Beasley's first kick.
We'll watch again on the replay.
In the back, I'd say, Bob.
And yes, I do believe that would be what the kick was for. But Beasley should have held that mark anyway.
Thought it was a certainty. Simon Beasley, kick number 1 for goal number 1. Pretty close to the man on the mark. And he's missed it subsequently. Well, he'd be very unhappy with that, but as I mentioned, he got very close to the man on the mark and made a mess of the kick. 53-17, the Stirling scoreboard, and it doesn't look a good one for the Bulldogs. So we wait the ball to come back into play.
Well, Bob, I don't suppose you'd have dreamt that have been 36 points in front at this stage of the match. Norwood?
Well, Norwood, as I said before the game, Lou, they came across here with no thought in mind about losing.
Warhurst out to a big pack of players on the half-back line. And umpire Robinson has decided to ball it up. Taylor for Footscray. Palms it down. Looking for Williams and finding him. He did well to get through that huge pack of players. Scanlon almost tags him, though. Picked up eventually for Footscray and taking it away as Hawkins from the hand pass. He's gone to get it over McPherson, gets it back again, running very close to the boundary line. That wasn't good play, but the kick is a beauty. He's popped it through. Well, they certainly made hard work of that when he ran close to the boundary line, Bob. I didn't give him too much of a chance of picking it up.
No, but we saw the wonderful skills of Doug Hawkins there, and Hawkins probably felt in his mind that he needed to do something because so far McIntosh has been well on top in the centre, and so Doug Hawkins coming right down the ground. But we do know the skills that Doug Hawkins does have. But Footscray do need to get the ball moving as they did then and get a running game going because it's Norwood who've taken the game right up to them.
About a minute and a half to end this quarter, knocked out by Michael Aish again. There's McKenna, nearly one on the back. Finally, it comes out to Edmund. He's crashed to the ground that time by Andrew Aish. And as we said before, they're tackling very hard, Norwood. Not giving this Bulldog crowd 1 inch. 15-metre penalty. And this gives Aish a chance to drop this deep into attack. Looking up there for Button. Flying at the back is Sill to take a good mark. And Davidson takes the ball away now from that back pocket position out wide towards Walpole. But tapped on again by Norwood. That was Gallagher getting it back. A hand pass coming back here to Walpole again on his own. A long kick over the half-forward flank position. Smart comes out, goes for the hit, and the ball is on the boundary line now. It's eventually out of bounds about 60 metres around from the Footscray goal. They're trailing by 30 points at the moment and about 30 seconds to go to end this quarter. So they're in a good handy position at half-time, Norwood. But Williams had a fresh air shot that time. Finally, it comes out to Jenkins. Back to Smiley. Goes down. They jump into his back. It's finally picked up by Taylor. Hand pass coming over to Winter, the player I mentioned before, doing well down there in defence. Out wide it goes to Warhurst. He's clear. He's giving Beasley plenty of trouble. He can't kick a goal. Kicked off the ground this time by McPherson. But Footscray, and the ball is still out of bounds on their forward line, this time on the opposite side of the ground, about 50 yards around from the goal. So there's the siren at half-time, and we see Norwood in a very handy position. 8 goals, 5-53 to Footscray. 3 goals, 5-23.
Half-time scores, Footscray in plenty of trouble. 3-5-23 to 8-5-53, a deficit of 5 goals. The goal kickers for half-time, or 2 half-time for Norwood. Neagle has 3, Roberts 2, 1 to Keith Thomas, 1 to Greg Thomas. And for Footscray, the 3 goals have been kicked by Hawkins, Steve McPherson and Walpole. So they've certainly got their work cut out in the second half of the match. Bob Skilton, could it be the selection table? They certainly have included a lot of younger players tonight for this side. At the moment, it would appear to have backfired.
Well, I certainly hope that those players that Footscray haven't selected are not, just being rested, because Footscray, if they have done that, they've certainly underrated the Norwood side, and they have paid the penalty for it, because Norwood are taking the game right up and away from them. They can't contain their 2 key forwards in Button at centre-half forward, who's been a magnificent player, and Roberts is giving Sewell the run-around. Around the packs, McIntosh dominating the game from the centre. Gallagher on one wing is doing everything he likes, and the defence of Norwood has been absolutely great. Teal, it's too strong at centre-half back. Every time it's in the air, punches the ball away. He's got great support from players like Winter in the back pocket, Smile on the other side. Warhurst has only allowed Beasley to have 1 kick. And, right all over the ground. Michael is the best ruckman on the field, and wherever you look, the best players are Norwood players. And there's not a great deal of praise you can give Footscray. Hawkins kicked a lovely goal when he came down the ground, but otherwise they've struggled. Whenever they have gained possession, they've been put under pressure by the quick tackling of the Norwood side, and we are seeing a Norwood side that is really professional in their approach. They've got a loose man whenever they get the ball going. They run into position. They've got somebody to hand pass to, and it's quite obvious that they are talking to everyone as they go past, because when a player has time to steady, he does just that, Lou.
Well, I tell you what, I reckon North Melbourne's Ron Joseph would be very pleased with that boy in the centre, McIntosh.
McIntosh played well.
By golly, he's not only a tough, courageous player, he's got a lot of class about him. I'd say that...
pleased with both of their players.
Well,
Warhurst has kept Beasley virtually kickless. The only kick he had was a free kick.
But that kid McIntosh, if he's not a league star, in a couple of years' time, I'll give the game away, Bob.
All right, well, that's it at half-time. 8-5-53 to 3-5-23. In that quarter, Norwood adding 4 goals, 3, and Footscray adding 2 goals, 1. So they've outscored them in the first 2 quarters so far. 5 goals the difference at half-time. And a regular half-time feature during the Stirling Cup matches for season 1983 has been the very popular Palmer's Punchline. So let's once again go to the sporting editor of the Sunday Press, Scott Palmer, for the latest in all the footy stories.
Good evening. After successful punchlines last week, in which we broke the 3 major stories of the week, let's take you behind football scenes again. Former Richmond captain Brian Wood, who we all thought was retired, is back training privately and has been spotted working with a football. It does suggest that Wood, one of the Tiger big names who were in conflict with the club, is about ready to make a comeback. Wood in fact told me that he'd be making a decision at the end of May, when his back and his leg ailment was fully tested. North Melbourne or Essendon appear to have the call over Wood. Richmond, he said, was still out of the question. I'd say that former teammate Kevin Sheedy would be most interested in Wood's progress. The North Melbourne board, I believe, will sit down at breakfast tomorrow to discuss Malcolm Blight's plight. Remember, he announced his retirement last week after a transfer fee to Woodville couldn't be negotiated. Some of the North board could be relenting and may want to wash their hands of the issue and grant Blight a release free of charge. But others would be prepared to clear him for free while he was a non-playing coach, but seek some recompense if he does decide to play again. Whatever, North is in a no-win situation with Blight. And why did North Melbourne General Manager Ron Joseph spend the weekend in Sydney, returning to Arden Street only a few hours ago? My spies tell me it had absolutely nothing to do with the Swans. The astute Joseph and his social club man Robert Smith were looking at poker machines, just in case they were introduced here in Victoria. Jackpot, I'd say, for the Kangaroos. And who was the talent scout watching Noble Park with great interest last Sunday? It looked for all the world like one of the Collingwood clique. I believe it was more than a coincidence that 19-year-old Damien Norwood, yes, the fourth brother, was playing in the match. The Magpies look certain to swoop on him soon. This is an ad from a local paper, and it tickled my fancy this week. I know Richmond is going bad and has a reputation for lopping captains and coaches, but surely not to the point of lopping trees. I rang the club and found out that actually they're acting as a sort of an answering service for Andy Preston and Stephen Perry, who are doing the jobs. That's all for tonight. See you in a fortnight.
Thank you, Scotty. Yes, and the reason we'll see you in a fortnight is because there's no match next Tuesday in view of the big interstate clash at Football Park between Victoria and South Australia next Monday afternoon, which, by the way, you'll be seeing live exclusively on the 7 Network. At half-time, just repeating the score for you, Norwood leading Footscray 8-5 to 3-5, and we'll be back for further comment in just a moment.
Roberts played only 49 games for Richmond in the mid-70s, but left an indelible impression as a hard-tackling and effective half-forward. After returning to West Torrens in 1978, he resumed his career, but has played his best football as a forward flanker with Neil Barnes Norwood. Neville Roberts, one of Norwood's finest, and tonight you're watching sport at its best in the 1983 Stirling Cup, live on 7.
We welcome back network stations to the third quarter of the match from VFL Park as umpire Robinson comes in to bounce the ball and start proceedings. Edmund goes up for the tap from Michael Aish. Comes down to McIntosh. McIntosh to left half forward. No mark played there to the Bulldogs. Walpole, not Walpole, but trying to get a hand pass out was Foster. Very scrambly play. Nobody making much headway. Aish goes for the hand pass to McIntosh again. Puts down the pass to half forward, and the mark is taken out there by the captain in Turnbull. Turnbull pretty well directly in front of goal, but he's a fair way out, some 60 metres at least, into the 10-metre square. Thumping punch away, and it's kicked out eventually by Sewell. Getting underneath it as Gallagher tries to mark it one-handed. Walpole comes in. Gallagher sharks it from him. Turnbull does the shepherding. Puts in the short pass. McIntosh, left half forward. He plays on. Up towards the full forward position. Off the hands of the pack. A chance for Aish. Diving on top of it is Walker for Footscray. Can't pick it up. Button is there. And the umpire will ball it up about 15 metres out from goal. Well, a big chance for Norwood to increase their lead at the 1-minute mark of the third term. Knocked down by Ford. A chance for Aish in everything over the top. Burton goes in solidly. Can't pick the ball up. It's very greasy down there. Scanlon tries to get it away from Ford. And again, the umpire will ball it up. Very close to the boundary line. Ford goes up for Footscray, again out of bounds, a few metres further around away from the goal, so the Bulldogs working it almost out of their danger zone, but of course it's still between the forward pocket and half-forward flank. Ford again, knocked away by Button, the hand pass, coming back to Ross. That's Keith Thomas being caught with the ball. Play on, says the umpire. Out it comes to Michael Aish. The kick slews off the side of his boot. A chance for Turnbull if it bounces okay for him. He almost runs into one of his teammates out there in the person of Roberts. It's socked off the ground by Walpole.
And it's out there towards that half-back. There's a chance now for Scanlon to break clear. A little bit slow. Well smothered that time by Cordy, but it's Neil Cordy coming out. Good play. That's the most determined play Footscray's put on all night as the ball goes back there towards the centre of the ground. Edmonds grabbed by the hand, picked up by Love. A hand pass to Hawkins, and they go back into attack. There's a chance now for Jim Edford to take the mark about 40 metres out from goal directly in front. Oh, he's messed it up here, I would say. Giving it over to McPherson. Oh, he's in trouble. He's gone. Down he goes. Finally gets a hand pass back to Williams. Still in trouble. They can't get clear. Edmund goes down. The umpire still called play, and as the ball is finally taken away by their half-back flanker for Norwood, that is Jenkins, and the mark taken out there by Michael Aish. Well, they're doing pretty well at the moment, Norwood. And Footscray can't put them off their balance. At the back is Ford, goes the punts. Umpire's found a free kick. And it'll go there to Ford. I don't know what for. What was it? Foster, is it? Foster to take the free kick. Punched away by Teal, doing a pretty good job down there in defence. Hand pass coming out that time from Scanlon. Over it goes, and once again it's Jenkins getting a hand pass back to Gallagher there at centre half back. Short pass, it's a good one. This time it's Andrew Aish with the ball. Runs to centre half forward. Looking for Roberts. It falls a bit short, but there's a mark taken by Walker of Footscray down there at full back. Quickly off the mark. Goes for a short pass out wide. It'll be okay, and the mark taken there by Hawkins. Hawkins' kick is back to centre field, and the mark taken there by McPherson, not on the edge of the square. But still finding it very difficult to score goals, Footscray. Sid Smale on the head that time. Is a chance for Love to get clear. Getting it up towards the full forward position. No one can take the mark. It hits the deck again. They go over like 9 pins, but the umpire will ball this up about 25 metres out from the Footscray goal. And they're trailing by 30 points at the moment. 3-5-23 to Norwood. 8 goals, 5-53, just over the 4-minute mark.
Only 25 metres out from goal. A real chance for them to score here, Footscray, but the free kick is going against them. And let's see who's going to take it for Norwood. That will be Michael Aish, the big ruckman. He's gone for a short pass. Taken by Thomas. Back towards centre wing. Andrew Aish getting underneath the ball. Taylor flies high, and Aish has come out with the mark. Or ball, call it what you will. Button, long handball. Covers about 20 metres. Davidson had the chance to knock it onto a teammate. Not successful. Neagle, the hand pass to Ross. Ross in turn, ineffective handball. Looking for Walker. Couldn't find him. Still a chance for Neagle to make amends. He's got it into the goal square now, and a chance for them to score here. But the umpire has blown the whistle, and it will be a free kick. It's going to Footscray. It's all a throw.
He said a throw. I think he thought he tapped it on.
And it will be taken by Jimmy Sewell. I've seen worse than that construed as a throw. Ford had it knocked away from him by Michael Aish. Gets it over to McIntosh. Back and turn to Andrew Aish. Over to Michael Aish. A short pass in towards the full forward position, and the mark has been taken out there by Gallagher. 50 metres out from goal. That's not a bad sort of a kick. I think he's put it through. Goal. So Gallagher bringing up his first goal of the evening, and Footscray in more trouble right now, Bob Skilton, than the early settlers.
It's the understatement, as Phil Gallagher. And when you look at the Norwood lineup, it's rare that a VFL side is really inexperienced compared to their interstate opponents. And going through some of the players, such as Phil Gallagher, Button at centre half forward, down in defence, Winter and Teal.
9-5 to 3-5, 59 to 23. McIntosh playing with that bandaged hand. I believe, Lou, that he had a saw put through it a couple of weeks back, an electric saw. That's why it's bandaged. And Jack Edwards was telling me he didn't play on Saturday because of that reason. Ford up looking for Beasley. Can't find him. Love almost took the drum.
Winter.
Yeah, Winter has taken it at the top of Beasley. The back line of Norwood has been very solid right throughout the night. Winter back up towards centre field. Hawkins is the high flyer, takes the mark for Footscray and plays on. A long torpedo punt kick could just about be through. He's put that one through okay, and a badly needed goal for the Bulldogs.
Doug Hawkins kicking his second goal, and well, twice now we've seen the undoubted skills of Doug Hawkins. Firstly, the quick snap in the previous quarter, and then a great mark and a beautiful kick as we watch again. Hawkins spinning in the air, then playing on, and a torpedo punt kick that Doug Wade would have been absolutely proud of, Lou.
Certainly a great kick and a badly needed goal. Hawkins there encouraging his players, and they certainly need a lot of that. It'll be Ford to go for the knockout against Michael Aish. Knocked out by Ford. A chance now for, there he goes again. McIntosh, he's playing a game and a half in the centre. Certainly hasn't affected his play, that cut hand from the saw. Finally it goes back there towards that back pocket position, picked up by Saw from a hand pass from Foster. There's a good mark taken on that by Davidson. Davidson kick is over towards the wing position now. There's a chance to go further forward as the short pass comes out wide to McPherson on his own on the centre wing position. That coming from Hawkins, of course, who's starting to play a lot better now as the ball goes back there by McPherson. Across there towards Beasley, punched to the ground by Warhurst. But finally back it goes to Teal, not letting his opponent Love get near him. He goes down with the ball, a hand pass out to Jenkins, taps the ball on nicely to Winter, doing a great job down there in defence. And he's gone for the boundary line, and the ball will be out of bounds about 60 metres around from the Footscray goal. It'll be a throw-in. So they're 9-5-59 Norwood, the Footscray 4-5-29, still 30 points the difference. And Footscray still in the hot seat at the 8.5-minute mark of the third quarter. Back it goes to Turnbull, couldn't pick it up. Down goes Thomas. They get into his back too, and the umpire once again will ball it up out there towards the centre wing, or actually it's on the half-forward line for Footscray. Still a good distance out from their goal. Well, they've played plenty of young players tonight, Footscray, and they're not taking any credit away from Norwood because they're playing great football. We see Gallagher drive that down towards the half-forward line. Ford finally picks it up with a hand pass coming back towards centre field. A chance now for Footscray to get clear through Walpole, but another stack up again, and the umpire's going to ball it up down towards the Norwood centre half-forward position. Actually, it's between the centre field and centre half-forward. Ball comes to the ground again. There's McKenna, grab, didn't have the ball, takes the free kick. The umpire will call him back because he was certainly over the mark. Goes for a short pass. They should be going directly down the ground. Footscray out it goes, and the mark taken there by Foster. Foster's kick is a high one to centre half-forward. There's a 15-metre penalty here against McIntosh. So this gives him a chance to get it up there towards Beasley. And Beasley's having a hot time tonight, or trying to get a kicker. There's a good pass marked by Burton. Still a good 40 metres out from goal. Beasley coming in there. Chance there. Oh, good mark in defence once again. I think it's
Winter Blue is playing a magnificent game in that back pocket. Has not put a foot wrong throughout the night.
Been a very solid defender. And we're at the 10-minute mark of this, the third quarter, with 30 points the difference in favour of Norwood.
Jenkins, left half-back flank, over the top from McKenna. Williams, one of the few mistakes they have made on the back line. A chance for Beasley to mark. Warhurst is there. Gets it over to Teal. Teal in trouble from Cordy. They want to rush it through if they can. Here's a chance for a goal coming up to Cordy. I think he's popped it through. His first goal, and a badly needed one for the Bulldogs. 4 goals the difference in favour of Norwood. It was 5 at half-time, so the Bulldogs have pegged one back. Driven back up towards half-forward. Oh, Aish, a magnificent mark. He's limping. Let's hope he's okay. Not only for the rest of the night, but of course he'll be in the South Australian side on Monday against Victoria. Long kick by Aish, nevertheless, up towards their full forward position. It's punched away, goes to Ross. A chance out there for them to pick it up, and driving it forward is Keith Thomas. A shot at goal is off target though, and it's a boundary throw in about 5 metres from the behind post. The trainer's coming out to talk to Aish at the moment. Still not too good. Looks a little bit proppy. Ford and Walker knocked down by Button, or Turnbull gets sat on and has been penalised, it would seem. Davidson has the free kick.
I think Footscray are very, very lucky to have that one.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because exactly what I thought anyway. A chance for Walker. Roberts tackles him well, and the umpire says that the ball was held to him. Umpire Rick Kinnear to ball it up about 45 to 50 metres out from goal, knocked away by Walker. A chance for Foster to pick it up. Eventually comes to McPherson after a kick off the ground. Back towards centre field. And a mark dragged in there by Scanlon. Scanlon's gone for the hand pass to get them into attack quickly. Teal in all sorts of trouble. Dragged on the shoulder, is it? And he'll take the free kick at right centre wing.
And Teal ready to send them deep into attack over that half-forward line now. Button couldn't handle that. Finally picked up by Turnbull. It's going pretty close to the goals. Will it reach the distance? No, just off target and through for 1 point. So Lady Luck coming a little bit Footscray's way. 5 goals, 5.35. Footscray to Norwood 9.660, just over the 13-minute mark of this third quarter. Ball pushed away again. A chance for Walpole to pick it up. Now he's overrun the ball, picked up by Ross. A nice bit of fancy play there by the long-haired blonde out there on a short pass. He won't drop it, this guy McIntosh. He's played a great game in the centre. Goes for a short pass over to Neagle. He's got one in the back. Please yourself a mark or a push in the back. And he'll take that free kick. He's already kicked 3 goals and got a chance to put his 4th on the board, because he's only about 30 metres out on a very slight angle. Neagle's kick. Well, it's up the side of his boot, but there's Turnbull marked it, the skipper. And they're doing a great job, Norwood. And of course, I bet all the people back there in South Australia are really sitting on the edge of their seats, Barrack, with the time, because this is the first time we've seen a South Australian side put up such a good show.
Knight coming on for Footscray.
Knight coming on the ground, and Williams off the ground. Turnbull going for a shot here directly in front, and that's a goal.
That's another fine mark, a courageous mark that time by Greg Turnbull. And when your captain takes those sort of marks, it certainly does lift the players around the ground. Not that they need any sort of lifting at the moment, because they've been disciplined right from the start. Their back line far too strong, and the players like Beasley, Edmund have hardly been sighted. All in all, you know, a great effort by Norwood.
14.5 minutes gone, 31 points the difference in favour of Norwood. They've been in front all night, and they've really outclassed the Bulldogs. No excuses to be made here. Knocked out that time by the big fella Ford, finally kicked up there by Footscray's McKenna. Back it goes to the full forward position, a chance for a snap for goal as the ball is driven up there towards the forward pocket. Beasley leading the race to the ball, can't pick it up in time, and it's out of bounds. Out of bounds in the forward pocket, about 40 metres around from the Footscray goal. Bluey Hampshire not too happy there in the coach's box.
Well, those two key forwards, Lou. Beasley's had one kick, Edmund two.
Well, that's probably the reason why they're not kicking goals, as the ball finally comes down there to Thomas. His kick is a short one. And the mark taken here, this time by Neil Cordy. A short pass. It's a bad one. A shocking pass. Put him under pressure. Winter goes down. And Scanlon's there too, and the umpire's going to ball it up for, well, just about, let's say, 35 metres out from the Footscray goal.
Knocked down to McKenna. And the ball booted into the open spaces out there. A chance for Footscray to pick it up. Knight gets around his opponent okay. A short pass again up towards Cordy. And I wonder if Cordy this time will have a shot at goal after going for a short pass not 30 seconds ago. And as Lou mentioned in the commentary, it was a very poor one. Cordy would be about 35 metres out on a slight angle. And the little player who will be involved in the big interstate match at Football Park on Monday. What's he done with that? I think he might have missed it. One behind of the Bulldogs. So Neil Cordy not having a great night at the moment. The difference reduced to 5 goals. 10-6 to 5-6 in the Stirling Cup from VFL Park. And the mark is taken in the back pocket out there by Ross. To half-back flank, Edmund. Gallagher in front. And that's where to play. Edmund had a couple to get around.
This fella's played a fairly good game too, Bob.
Well, most of the side have, Lou,
yeah.
and they're teaming well together, and they're handling the ball far superior to Footscray.
Michael Aish has the chance, but the ball beats him over the boundary line, and it will be thrown in on left centre wing for Norwood.
There's not one excuse that Footscray could make. It's the conditions are perfect.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong whatsoever. It's not windy as Button again gets a big punch.
They're looking for Aish, and I think the ball again might have just beaten him over the boundary line, but this time it's about 30 metres closer to their goal, almost at left half forward flank. The other end of the ground, the Footscray runner going up to the goal square. We'll keep an eye on him. Meantime, play continues. Aish gets the hand pass over towards Thomas, who's trying to pick it up. Successfully does so. Can't get it out of the pack. Andrew Aish up towards left half forward flank. Davidson is the high flyer. Knocks it into the open spaces. A chance for Neagle. He's already kicked a couple of goals. Flicks out the hand pass. Gallagher again. The mark taken by Thomas. Now it's not Thomas out there. Let's have a look at it. It's Turnbull. Turnbull directly in front of goal. And a chance to put Norwood even further ahead. They lead by 5 goals at the moment. That looks all right. 2 goals to Turnbull, and that increases their lead.
Once again, Gallagher in the thick of things. He took that hand pass. He came right down from the wing, and Nagel tackled, lost possession. It was across to Gallagher, and a beautiful pass from Gallagher. And the disposal of the Norwood players has been a delight to just watch, and mainly because of the fact that they've been able to make the loose man, and Footscray's manning up has been absolutely atrocious.
6 goals the difference now in the Stirling Cup in favour of Norwood. A real boil-over in progress here. Ford palms it out, trying to find Burton. Going through as Andrew Taylor. And tried to go through the pack, not successfully, and picked up by Gallagher again over to Teal, then turned back to Neagle from left centre wing. Neagle looking for Roberts. At the back is Sewell, and Roberts takes the mark. I said at the back. Roberts playing in front and doing it well. Up towards full forward, looking for the skipper, Turnbull, and he's got the mark, and a good one it was too.
Well, they're certainly giving Footscray a football lesson at the moment. Turble's got a chance to kick goal number 3 as we watch it in replay, Bob. That was a gutsy mark too.
Yes, at no stage did he take his eyes off the ball. He didn't worry at all who was coming behind him. He just kept the eye firmly on it, and that's why he took a good mark.
Well, this will make him 42 points in front if he's successful. But luckily for Footscray, he's off target and it's through for a point. So it's 37 points the difference in favour of Norwood. 11-7-73 to Footscray. 5-6-36.
Neil Baum
on the phone. I don't know what for his side's doing very well as we see Walker take a mark down there in the back pocket. I don't know why he kicked it there. That's a very ineffective goal. There's a free kick to Footscray, and to take the free kick will be McPherson. He's called play on as the ball goes out wide, and this will be a mark taken here now by Neil Cordy. Out there at half forward, it's a shocking kick going for the boundary line, and it's finally pushed away by Warhurst down there with a hand pass coming back to Teal. Spreads out of the pack nicely, tries to find Smale, couldn't get this. Down goes the Footscray player. I think it might be Knight, and the umpire's going to ball it up about 45 metres out from the Footscray goal. 37 points down Footscray at the 20-minute mark of this third quarter. Of course, it's a great effort by Norwood tonight. Ball grabbed there by Taylor. It's John Taylor trying to get the ball out, but to no avail, and the umpire will ball it up again. Around about the same position. But their forward line's hopeless down there. You mentioned the two-star forwards, Beasley and Edmund. They've hardly had a touch, Bob.
Yes, and the reason they've hardly had a touch has been the pressure applied by players such as Winter. Warhurst at full-back hasn't had a lot of kicks himself, but he's still held his player. And Teal at centre-half-back, just too strong.
Free kick to Walker for Norwood. Flying high that time was Taylor. It's Andrew Taylor. Ball finally picked up by Rolton. That's well smothered by Ross. For Norwood, the ball finally picked up again by Walpole, but he's grabbed. That's the way they're tackling at the moment. They're not letting Footscray get away at all. And it's typical of Neil Baum's coaching, I would say, because he was a tough cookie when he played. I think a few of those Carlton players remember that in that famous grand final. McKenna's kick is a hurried one down there towards Love. He fumbles the ball. He ran into his own mate Edmund that time. And, of course, this gives Andrew Aish a chance to pick it up down there at half-back. Goes for a pass. Oh, that's a bad miss as the ball by Foster, finally picked up by Turnbull, doing a great job, a great leader at the moment. And there's Burton going for a pass. Well, they're all standing. McKenna had a look over the shoulder that time instead of going for the ball. Finally picked up by Walker. A short pass coming out there by Aish, but it goes into the hands of Davidson across to centre half forward. They've got no one there to take a mark. Everybody missed that one as they go for Hawkins now to run to an open goal, but into his back was Scanlon. Umpire call play, and Knight gets a hand pass back to Walpole. The shot into the goal square. Can the big fella Taylor mark it? No, he can't. He goes after it again. He still fumbles the ball, but they're battling hard down there, those defenders. A shot for goal by Beasley, and it may be okay. It is.
31 points the difference. Ford doing the ruck work for Footscray. He started the evening on the bench, but has played fairly well in that position when he came on. Footscray player grabbed when not in possession will take the free kick, and that's McKenna from centre field. McKenna straight down the ground, looking for Edmund. Edmund in front, gets shepherded out of the road, seemingly, but the umpire says no free kick, and the hand pass comes out to McPherson, who steadies. A shot at goal, coming around nicely. That's what the Bulldogs need, and McPherson puts it through.
That just squeezed in, didn't it?
Yes, no, it matters not. Neil Baum certainly does not look happy with the fact that they've allowed Footscray to get 2 goals in as many minutes. And a great handball there from Knight, getting it out to McPherson. Dummies beautifully, and well, straightens up, and you see for yourself just how close it was. But Steve McPherson has been one of the few Footscray players to be consistent throughout the night and put in some sort of effort.
4 goals won the difference. It's the closest the Bulldogs have been for some considerable time, as this is the start of a comeback for them. Once again, Ford in the ruck, contesting with Walker. The decisive tap out from neither player, and umpire Kinnear will ball it up. Just wide of the
Ford's
circle.
done a fairly good job since going to the ruck. He's done far better than Taylor did, Bob.
He has, Lou.
Ford number 6 for Footscray, contesting with Walker. They've both had a clean miss there as it's booted up towards Footscray's half-forward line. Once again, the Bulldogs, through Neil Cordy, have a chance to go through, but there's a free kick holding the man, and it's going to Norwood. It will be taken, I think, by Scanlon. Assisted by a 15-metre penalty. It will bring him almost to the centre circle, and a chance to put the Redlegs deep into attack. Plenty of distance in the kick. up towards the half-forward line. Tap down, a chance for Neagle. That could have been construed as a through. It was before. And Footscray get the ball out of the danger zone through Rolton. Back towards centre wing, or half-forward, and the mark is taken down there for the Redlegs, and bringing it in is Schmal. Short pass. They go forward again through Michael Aish, up towards half-forward. Button was the high flyer, couldn't drag it in. Little Neagle got tripped up as he went through. The ball scooped out towards Davidson. Davidson goes dangerously across goal. Walpole should be the player to get there first with the Bulldogs, which he does. Walker will perhaps call forward or do the shepherd. He'll keep Roberts out. Successfully executes that manoeuvre. Back towards centre field. Knock on by McPherson. The two number 7s are there. Thomas gives it over towards Teal. Teal wide towards the wing position, and away they go again through Aish. Short pass, and Gallagher picks it up at half forward. Here they go once more, the Redlegs. A long kick by Gallagher in towards the 10-metre square. Davidson's there. He might be content to see it through, but still a chance. Walker. And we'll stack up developing. It'll be a ball.
We're just on the 26-minute mark. And, of course, it's only about 2 metres out from the Norwood goal, and a chance to score again. Footscray want to keep them out before the siren goes, because they're just hanging in there at the moment by a very thin thread. Ball finally back there to their skipper Turnbull, but picked up again. A hand pass from Davidson comes out there, knocked on badly by Foster. McIntosh is down, so is Walker. Plenty of vigorous play. The umpire said dropping the ball against Walker. The ball back there towards that half-forward line. Well intercepted that time by Thomas. That's Keith Thomas giving the ball over to Andrew Aish. Short pass to his brother. He's got a chance to score here. Gets around his opponent very nicely. A short pass. It's a beauty, and Turnbull's got it again. No, was he not playing that?
It was touched up.
Must have been touched off the boot.
Yes.
So it'll be a ball up in that forward pocket position, I should imagine. Turnbull not too happy about the decision, but he wouldn't have seen it or heard it touched off the boot from that distance away. So it's 25 points the difference. Ball knocked down again. Chance there for, that's Andrew Taylor knocking the ball out to McKenna. He fumbled, and the umpire said he got one on the back. Could have been a bit lucky, and the free kick to go to McKenna down there in the back pocket position. Oh, God, is he going making hard work of that? He's gone for a pass. It'll be okay. Oh, there's one in the back, I would say. Now, the umpire called plain as Rolton tried to get clear. Hand pass from Ross back to Gallagher, playing a fine game. The ball back up there towards full forward. Two Norwood players spoil each other. That time picked up by Andrew Taylor again. Over to Foster. The umpire says play on as he clears the ball back there towards Jimmy Edmund. Jenkins goes the punch. He's been doing that all night. Edmund got one on the neck that time. It's still play on as the ball goes out there towards Hawkins. He tries to get it over to McPherson. But this defence of Norwood is going pretty tough at the moment. They get a free kick, and the free kick will go to Michael Aish. Well, that was through sheer determination. They wouldn't let those forwards break clear for Footscray then. The ball shot across there to Ross on his own. Well, he went for a hand pass to Jenkins, but he's at centre field. And Ross has been in the thick of things since coming on at half-time too. Ball back there towards centre half forward. Pack fly. The ball knocked out towards Rolton again. Down he goes. He's been falling over a bit, but he's had plenty of mates. Finally, there's a chance there for he might get a free kick. No, I thought it might have been a free kick to Andrew Aish, but the umpire's going to ball it up about 45 metres out from the Norwood goal. Just over the 28-minute mark, and it's still 25 points the difference. As we see a scrimmage there, and the umpire has found a free kick, and it'll go there to Andrew Taylor.
Taylor from just wide at centre half back. Up towards the point of the square, trying to find Walpole out there. Not successful. The hand pass eventually comes out towards Jimmy Sewell. He gives it back whence it came. That's to Knight. A short pass down towards right half forward. Picked up by Walpole in that position ahead of Teal. He's gone for distance, looking for Beasley. The high flyer over the top was Taylor. Not successful. Once again, the defence of Norwood is pretty strong. And bringing it away out there is Keith Thomas. Back towards the half-back line. Looking for McIntosh, one of their better players. Ross goes through pretty solidly. But again, it's Thomas. The hand pass over towards Schmal. To half forward. And taking the mark for Footscray is Foster.
It's been a good move. Foster onto Button. Button nowhere near as dominant in this quarter.
Michael Aish. The right centre wing. Short pass down towards the right half forward flank, and the mark taken down there by Walker. Short pass as the siren goes. I don't think that'll be a mark for Roberts. He's looking hopefully at the umpire. It's not paid, and the score at three-quarter time, Norwood 11-7-73, leading Footscray 7-6-48. Quarter time, let's go down to Stephen Phillips.
Thank you, Peter. Well, Bluey Hampshire was absolutely irate. I've never seen anyone quite like it. In fact, the Footscray president, Dr. Tony Capes, grabbed a VFL armband from one of his officials and came out here and had a talk to the players, putting it very mildly indeed. In fact, he was a club doctor, so I suppose he could come out here in his medical capacity, but he absolutely ripped into them. He mentioned pride, and he said he was absolutely disgusted with the way they were playing, and he stormed off the ground again. The other thing out here at three-quarter time, the Footscray chief trainer, Ben Bradley, came out with a huge oxygen bottle, and I suppose he gave some of the players a hit with the oxygen. They certainly need it. Back to you.
73 to 48 at three-quarter time. Bob Skill.
Yes, well, I think I'm not a bit surprised that both Tony Capes and his coach, Bluey Hampshire, would be absolutely irate. But you can only play as well as your opponent's Fletcher, and Norwood, coached by Neil Baum on camera at the moment, have just not ever allowed Footscray into the game. The only time that Footscray really did look good was when they kicked the 2 goals in 2 minutes, and even one of those goals, I do believe, was a point before it went over the line anyway. So it was grabbed by Neil Cordy, and we watch again now, and this is the one we're questioning about, as Warhurst tries to thump the ball through for a point. It does roll, and well, no, I don't think it was over the line, Lou.
No, I'll go along with the umpire, Bob.
4-1 the difference at three-quarter time as we start the final term. Knocked away by Michael Aish. Going through solidly down there was Hawkins. He gets grabbed on the shoulder, and he'll take the free kick given against Michael Aish. So Footscray to go into attack at the start of the final term. Through Hawkins, a long kick up to half forward. Scanlon getting underneath it, hit him on the chest and couldn't complete the mark. Jenkins, left centre wing for the Redlegs. A useful balk up towards half forward. Getting underneath it, Ross. It's thumped away by Davidson. A chance down there for Thomas to pick the ball up. And the umpire has decided to ball it up just off the centre square. Well, the Bulldogs actually outscored their rivals for the first time in the match in that quarter. They kicked 4-1 to 3-2, but they didn't really make too much impression on the deficit they faced at half-time. McPherson up towards centre wing. He finds Cordy in that position, gets clear of Teal. Now Teal's got the ball, gets it out towards Michael Aish. Tries to get it back to Teal, not successful. It's very scrambly out there. The umpire has decided to ball it up. 25 points the difference. First minute of play in the final term. Knocked down by Ford. Turnbull had it stolen off him by Teal, his own teammate. And 2 of them now have a chance to pick it up. Out it comes to Gallagher. Useful hand pass. He got one a little bit too high, and he'll take the free kick. I think it stunned him somewhat. On a cool night, in the nose, vacant sting. Gallagher, oh, beautiful torpedo punt kick. 55 metres at least. Aish from right half forward to Ross. Lovely pass, and Ross marks right on the boundary line.
Right, I understand the son of Lester Ross, who played a number of games with St Kilda some years ago, and since coming on at half-time, young Ross has been a fine player.
Done very well. He's very close to the boundary line here, though, Bob, so he wouldn't see too much light between those posts from there. Jack Edwards informs me it's his first game. First of many, I dare say. What's he done with that? 1 behind to the Norwood team, and that takes their total now to 11 goals, 8. They lead Footscray 7-6.
26 points the difference, just over the 2-minute mark. And the burning question is, can Footscray come back, or can Norwood hang on? Back into play again. Ball knocked away by Michael Aish out there towards that half-back line. The ball finally forced out of bounds. Still about 60, 70 metres around from the Norwood goal. 11-8-74, Norwood to Footscray 7-6-48. It'll be Ford and Button to go for this knockout. Actually, Ford hasn't done a bad job since going to the ruck. Knocked out by Button that time. Rolton tried to get a kick back. There we see going down. Well, that was Rolton getting one on the back, and he'll take the free kick. Rolton takes the free kick at half-back. He was actually chipped going back that time. Rolton's kick is out towards the boundary line. And that is out of bounds on the full.
I couldn't understand him going so wide.
No, he should go directly at the goals. Now, they're really struggling. They're down by 26 points. They've got to go directly at the goals and hope to God that Beasley can kick 1 or 2 down there, or Jimmy Edmund. Punched out by Ford the second time. Knocked on by Burt. Back to Turnbull. A hand pass coming over there to Keith Thomas. A hand pass back to McIntosh, playing a fine game. And a beautiful pass and marked here by big Walker at half forward for Norwood. Looks for a lead up there towards the full forward position. Roberts goes the big punch, knocks the ball out, back to McPherson, spins away nicely. A long hand pass coming out there to Michael Taylor. Taylor's kick is a high one back to court, and he's got the mark. Oh, he's played on again. Ooh. He's in trouble. Cop one a bit high. And finally the ball comes back here to Rolton again. Another hand pass. It'll be okay, I should imagine. Hawkins goes for a pass. But it's a shocker and a mark there by Jenkins. He's done a great job on Edmund. He's really had him covered all night. Ball cleared out there, and a pass once again to McIntosh. McIntosh at half back, and we're just over the 4-minute mark.
I think Barry Cable would be very happy with his performance tonight. You're, of course, watching. Alistair Ford gives the hand pass away to Andrew Taylor. To half forward for the Bulldogs. Williams back onto the field, but it's thumped well clear of him up towards the centre wing position again. Knocked on by Aish. And yet another chance for McIntosh. He's had plenty of possessions here tonight. Michael Aish to Gallagher. They're messing around a little bit here, trying to get clear. Now Gallagher does, and brilliantly up towards the full forward position. Too long for Walker, but a chance for Ross, who breaks clear of Davidson. A snapshot at goal, going a little bit wide. Hit the behind post, did it? And that means it's out of bounds on the full, and so a penalty will go to Footscray and be taken down there by Walker. McPherson, he's clear of Neagle. Left half-back flank for the Bulldogs. Distance in that kick. Looking out there for Williams, who takes the mark in front of Winter. 3 balks, finally clear, but only just. Not a long kick, and chipping in Michael Aish. Had the mark, and then subsequently lost it. A chance for Michael Aish. Oh, got one a little bit too high, and he'll take the free kick. But the umpire says play on. Jenkins, short pass up to right half forward. Winter is there, likewise Hawkins. Hawkins a little bit late on the scene. Taylor's kick is well smothered. It goes to Jimmy Edmund. Kicks, as we've mentioned, have certainly been scarce for him tonight. Picked up by Williams. Williams' short pass down to Cordy, and Cordy takes the mark at right on the boundary line. Teal standing on the mark.
He should go back and have a kick here. I don't know what he's trying to do. Look.
Trying to get a short pass in, which he has done. It was too long. Burton eventually. Long kick by Burton into the goal. And off target, through for one behind to Footscray. And the Stirling scoreboard at VFL Park, 11-8-74 to 7-7-49. Still in favour of Norwood as we await the ball to come back into play through Warhurst.
Just over the 6-minute mark. Oh, there's a good mark.
Cordy again.
And that's Cordy. Let's hope that he goes for the long kick. He should try and lob this in the goal square and give Beasley at least a bit of a chance. And a couple of those small. He's making a lead now, Beasley. But he's ignored that. Oh, now he's going to do a bit of fancy stuff. Get a bit closer. Left foot snap doesn't make the distance. Ball punched away by Button that time. Picked up by Teal. He's played a pretty good game at centre half back. Well, they haven't had any weak players yet. Back it comes here now to Walpole, running to an open goal. He fires at them, and that one is a goal. No worries about that one. No, a point. Just the post, I think, did it?
Not quite.
Well, that one just swung away at the last moment.
I hope so. Well, that one was a bit close. Might have scraped the edge of the post, but it's 1 point. It's still not a goal as we see the ball out there now to Foster. Foster's kick is a long one into the full forward area. No one can take the mark. They go down. The ball tapped out now as a chance for Love. Love's in front of his opponent. Tries to get around now. He's right. Goes for a short pass. It'll be okay. And a mark taken here by Walpole about 35 metres out. On a bit of an angle, but got an easy chance to score here, and he's already kicked 1 goal. At the moment, they're trailing by 24 points. At least if he kicks one, he will give them a better chance. They've certainly lifted their game a little bit. There's the kick by Walpole. And that is through for another point. So they're off target, giving away plenty of chances. 11 goals, 8-74 Norwood to Footscray 7-9-51, just over the 8-minute mark as we wait now for the ball to come back into play.
23 points the difference. Warhurst at the back, Foster and McPherson. The latter getting a nudge in the back, and that's how the umpire has seen it. And Steve McPherson to take the free kick. He was suspended for 5 matches earlier in the year. Beasley making the lead. This time he's in front, but he can't take the mark. The ball was just a little bit too high for him. And once again, this strong defence of Norwood seen to the best. And the ball booted out of the danger zone for them by Michael Aish, up towards centre wing, pinched by Neagle. A short pass looking for Aish, who lost sight of it momentarily and allowed his opponent to take the ball clear. That was McKenna. Almost knocked away by Scanlon. Couldn't quite gain possession. Knight does. Short, up towards full forward. There's a mark to Beasley. Edmund, rather. Well, Jimmy Edmund has certainly, as we've mentioned previously, not had the best of evenings. Footscray skipper, though, has a chance to make amends here.
And lift their team a little bit, Bob. Peter, this goal certainly would help.
Well, they're only 23 points behind now, Lou. The quarter in progress, some 9 1/4 minutes. So Footscray is still very much in this game if he can put this one through. Kick by Edmund into the 10-metre square. A chance for Love. Tries to get it to Williams. Successfully so. Williams on the boundary line. Long handball. Back to Steve McPherson. Twisting and turning. Gets away from Thomas. Snapshot. Not bad. That's a goal, I think. Yes, it is. Back into the centre. Love knocks it on. Button. Back to Love again. Takes it beautifully away from the circle. Up to half forward. Edmund and Jenkins. Edmund's in front. Burton goes for the hand pass. A snapshot of goal by Williams from a long way out. Just off target, though, on this occasion, and through for one behind at the Bulldogs. But it makes the score certainly interesting. Bluey Hampshire is starting to jump up and down. 11-8-74 now to 8-10-58.
16 points the difference, just over the 10.5-minute mark, and the Bulldogs lifting their game tremendously this last 10 minutes. A chance for Edmund in front there, got his hand to it. Big Walker picks it up, Axford throws it over the line, and it's out of bounds. Out of bounds about 45 metres around from the Footscray goal. They're trailing by 16 points at the moment. Ball picked up by Gallagher, ridden into the ground. Hand pass from Walpole. Well intercepted that time by Keith Thomas for Norwood. The ball out there short to Button. A long hand pass out to Ross, as we said before. Played very well since coming on at half-time. Shoots the ball up there towards the full forward position. I notice the Teal's up there at the moment, and the umpire's going to ball it up at centre-half forward for Norwood. Well, he was playing at centre-half back for most of the night.
And his Walker's gone to centre-half back and Teal to the forward line.
Well, I see the ball up now. It'll be Ford in the front posse. Got one in the back that time for Michael Aish. And as we mentioned before, Ford hasn't played a bad game since going into the ruck. Or kicked out wide. There's a go between Aish. It's Andrew Aish and McPherson. It's Aish coming away with the ball nicely away from McPherson out there on the wing position. Pack fly. A few players spoiling each other, but the mark will go to Walker. There's no doubt they've lifted their game. A hand pass coming out to Andrew Taylor. Another one to Hawkins. There's a chance for him to go for a bit of a scoot around this half-back line. He kicks the ball wide, and there'll be a mark taken by Walpole. Pretty quick player, this lad. Kicks the ball back up towards the half-forward line. Edmund in front has got another mark. This is a better Jim Edmund now. Ordinarily went off. Jenkins has had the better of him for most of the night, but the Footscray skipper is starting to come good at the right time. A pass coming out here now. Or up before acceptance as they go for a goal now, as we see running into a goal. That time is Cordy. That's Neil Cordy for another goal, the Bulldogs.
Yes, the Footscray taking a bit of an advantage of a lull, I think, possibly in the fitness of the Norwood side. They would have been G'd up, and the nervous energy may have taken a bit of toll, but Footscray certainly finally showing some of the football that we could expect of them. But they are, for the first time in the game, moving the ball and using some quick handball.
Just over 13 minutes gone of the third quarter, the last quarter, I should say, and 10 points the difference. Bulldogs coming back with a rush now. Can they win this game after being down all night? As the umpire's ready to bounce the ball at centre field. Possibly they're getting a bit tired, Norwood, Bob.
It does look that way at the moment, Lou. They're certainly not running on, nor is their disposal. Maybe Footscray have lifted their game and putting pressure on a bit more.
That's Williams getting that back there to Edmund. A hand pass coming out to Walpole, and they go back into attack again. It bounces right for them all. Back on the head to McPhirst that time. In goes Andrew Aish. He actually threw the ball away that time. But luckily for him, the umpire didn't say free kick, and it's Ross getting it back. Oh, there's one guy going up high. That was Walker. Finally, Foster's thrown to the ground. In goes Neagle, a hand pass coming out. And then big Michael Aish going in pretty hard too. And spinning out the pack was Taylor. Umpire still calling play as Gallagher gets a hand pass back to Keith Thomas. A short pass down there towards the forward line. And as they go now for Fosdyke to have a shot, he might have put this through. He has. Coming on the ground, Fosdyke has picked up the ball and put it through for a goal and made the difference now 16 points. Yes,
that's when you could say an interchange really worked, because Fosdyke came off the interchange bench, was out there in no man's land, nobody manning him, and it was a quick kick from Keith Thomas, who's played a fine game tonight. He's got the ball out with a lovely little pass, and Fosdyke once again making it 16 points the margin.
Popped up out of the blue there, Bob, Fosdyke.
Oh, he came off the interchange bench.
I'd like to thank Neil Barr for that too, just the same.
14 and a half minutes gone, final term, 16 points the difference in favour of the Redlegs. They've led right throughout the night. Keith Thomas again breaking away from the circle. Norwood swing into attack. Neville Roberts, the mark, right half forward, taking it in front of Sewell.
We were saying they were looking a little tired. Looks like they got their second win back again.
Yes, Keith Thomas in the thick of things on both occasions.
Well, Neville Roberts certainly had a very good first quarter. He's kicked 2 goals out of his side's total of 12. 50 metres out. Beautiful kick. Certainly he's got the distance. The accuracy looks pretty good too. And a fine kick from Neville Roberts. Rocky's done it again.
Yes, well, that's the time you need a kick like that, when the opposition have, well, pegged you back to 10 points, and then Fosdyke putting one through to make it 16 again, and Neville Roberts just really putting them, well, a little bit too far away possibly, but Footscray, it's only midway through the quarter, and if they can get back the momentum, but those 2 steadying goals have certainly done the trick for Norwood.
We've had about 4 goals kicked in the last 5 minutes, so goals are plenty here at the park. 86 to 64, a difference of 22 points once again in favour of Norwood at half-back. It's Ross, scoops it out to Thomas again. Thomas, a short pass up towards Turnbull. Davidson's right there with him. Fosdyke looks for a short pass. It's okay, and once again Neville Roberts takes the mark. Almost in the same position, actually. In fact, he'd probably be a few metres closer to goal.
And not quite the angle either.
Yeah, that's right.
He certainly led Sewell a merry dance tonight, Robert, too, just the same.
Yes, he was quiet in the third term, Lou. He drifted right out of the game in that quarter, where he only had 1 kick, but he's coming back again now.
Neville Roberts' kick looks pretty accurate, and once again Roberts has done it, so 2 goals from him in the space of a minute and a half. Well, it's raining goals here at the moment. 14-8-92 to 9-10-64. Footscray got to within 10 points at the 12-minute mark of the quarter, but once again Norwood have answered the challenge. Once it's Gallagher off the ground, up to left half forward. Roberts, this time can't quite get there. Sewell looking for a free kick, and he's got one for an improper tackle, and Sewell gets them out of the danger zone up towards centre field.
Approaching the 17.5-minute mark, that's Walker spinning out of the pack there, and the umpire said it's dropping the ball against him.
Throw, I think.
Well, actually throwing. Okay, Ford's got it now. Ford's kick is across to centre half forward. Williams takes the mark. Of course, they're trailing by 28 points again. They're still in trouble as the ball is kicked up there by Williams. At the back is Love. Smale gets the ball down as they go. A hand pass from Edmund back to Knight. But it's intercepted and touched and finally out of bounds.
A great smother by Warhurst
yes.
there. He just threw himself on the boot. And they've really shown Footscray how to apply pressure.
Ball out of bounds in that forward pocket position. And Norwood just about got this game bottled up, I would say, if they can tighten up this defence. Well, it's been pretty tight all night as the ball is knocked out by Button over there to Keith Thomas. Another long hand pass coming over there to Warhurst. A hand pass back to Winter. They've backed up well out there to Michael Aish, and he takes the mark at half back. So Michael Aish has the ball there now. He's played a fair game. He and McPhirst have had a great battle out there. Short pass to the boy Bob mentioned before. He's played a fine game since coming on at half-time, young Ross. And apparently this is his first game, senior game with Norwood. So it looks as though he's got a bit of a future. That's a high kick out there towards the wing position. Oh, there's a great mark. taken by McIntosh. He's a play and a half, this guy. A hand pass coming over there to Scanlon across the centre half forward. And it's not a mark, it'll be a free kick, and this time it goes to Michael Aish. Aish with the ball now, out wide to the forward pocket position. A chance for the big fella Teal to take the mark. He couldn't hold that one. Plenty of pushing and shoving going on there. And the umpire still calling play as Turnbull goes down. Burton ducks his head, and he gets a free kick out there at half-back. A quick hand pass coming over there to Walker. One out wide to Rolton on his own. Another hand pass out there to McKenna on the boundary line. Ross grabs him, but he shrugs him off okay. The ball finally driven back there. Chance for Big Button to take the mark. He didn't take it, but he's got well covered. The umpire's paying a free kick. I don't know what for.
The other player hit him out, Lou.
Okay, well, I'll take your word for that, Bob, as the ball is driven up there looking for Beef. He's been well covered all night. A chance now for a goal coming up. If Neil Cordy can pick this up, but it's finally forced over the line and out of bounds about 30 metres around from the Footscray goal, and they're really struggling at the moment. 14-8-92 Norwood to Footscray 9-10-64, approaching the 20-minute mark of this, the last quarter. I think it'll be the last time we see Footscray in the Stirling Cup, Peter.
It looks that way. Beasley in the front. Does the ruck work. Knight goes through. Gets the hand pass over the top. Winter is there. They're close to the boundary line, and he'll be content to see it over in front of Neil Cordy. So once again, a boundary throw in. Perhaps a little bit closer to goal. Beasley in front again. Long handball comes out to Andrew Aish. Cleverly taps it further forward. That was extremely well done. Up towards Keith Thomas. Thomas up towards centre field, and the mark is taken by Neagle. Neagle from the point of the square up towards the Norwood centre half forward position. Plenty of Footscray players are there. It's taken eventually by Davidson back towards centre field, picked up by Hawkins. Hawkins in front of Neagle. Hawkins out towards the left half forward flank, and the mark taken by Steve McPherson, who's Footscray's leading goal kicker. Lead being made there. McPherson kicks the ball long into the goal square. Edmund and Love. And the umpire has found a free kick to Footscray. It's going to Edmund. I didn't see him give any indication. Bob, how did you adjudicate that one?
We'll watch again on the replay as Edmund and Love up with Jenkins. And there's no doubt about that as Button came through well after the ball was down.
So Jimmy Edmund. Chance to bring Footscray closer, which he does. And Edmund bringing up his first goal for the night, 14-8 to 10-10.
He's all a little bit fortunate there because they actually did miss the mark. But then we see Neville Roberts go off the ground and Thomas coming back on. That's Greg Thomas. But Neville Roberts has certainly done his job for his side with 4 goals for, and he'd be very, very pleased.
And Neville, of course, playing for South Australia against Victoria on Monday. I hope he's not injured because the match is not over yet. Into the centre. 14-8 to 10-10, a difference of 22 points in the Stirling Cup. Norwood still in front as they have been all night. Michael Aish up towards half forward. A chance for Turnbull. Gets grabbed, arguably a little bit too high. Stolen by Neagle. Neagle's hand pass is errant, to say the least. Foster tried to do something with it, not successful. Ross has collared very quickly, and it looks like a holding the ball decision and a 15-metre penalty. Could have been another one. So Foster right up towards the point of the square. Ross standing on the mark. Foster, a chance to put his side deep into attack, which he does, looking for Edmund, who flies from behind and comes down with the mark. So Jimmy Edmund, late at, in the later stages of this match, coming good, and the mark taken down there by Hawkins, directly in front of goal, and a chance for Hawkins to bring up his third. Well, Footscray not done yet. A short pass. Oh, that could have come unstuck. Burton has taken the the mark, right on the edge of the square.
Could have lost his head.
Oh. So Terry Love, 15 metres out, has brought up his first goal for the Bulldogs. And at 92 to 76, we go down to Stephen.
Thank you, Peter. The man sitting in the dugout there is Neville Roberts. He hasn't gone off for a rest. He thinks he might have done his hamstring. He said he was running at the ball and he just felt something give a little. He's decided to take no chances, come straight off. got a big season ahead of him with Norwood this year, and also, of course, the state match on Monday. But he said a little bit of a hamstring twinge, and he's taking no risks.
Approaching the 24-minute mark at 16 points the difference now. The Bulldogs still a chance, but they'll have to lift their game considerably if they're going to win this one. Knocked out by Ford to McKenna. His kick is smothered. Ford tries to get it out again. He actually threw that one. Finally picked up by Andrew Aish. He and McPherson have had a great battle out there as they go for Fosdyke to pick it up, but he can't. Finally, we see Thomas there meddling about with the ball and still coming out with a hand pass. It comes over to Davison. It's a wild kick out towards that half-back line, picked up by Keith Thomas again on the boundary line. He's played a fair game too tonight as he has a running shot for goal. Not a bad sort of a kick either, but it won't come around enough. So it's 17 points the difference. 24 and a half minutes gone. 14-9-93 Norwood to Footscray 11-10-76.
Yes, I think the Melbourne Football Club would be absolutely delighted the way that Keith Thomas has played tonight, Lou.
So the ball kicked back there towards that half-back line. At the back is McPherson. A bit of bustling going on. He's got the mark. Certainly tried hard. McPherson has noted about that. This is over to Andrew Taylor. Goes for the long kick, trying to find Beasley, but it may be too long. There he goes. Warhurst goes for the big punch out there wide. A go now for a hand pass to come back here, and a chance for a short pass by Walpole out there to the forward pocket, and Jim Edmonds got the mark again. So he kicks this goal. It'll make it 11 points the difference, and go. He's gone for a short pass, and Hawkins has got the mark. Decides to play on run to an open goal, and he's missed it. I don't know why he didn't go back for a kick there, Robert.
Well, I suppose he agrees with it with you now, Lou. But I think he felt that he did have an open run into goal, and normally Doug Hawkins on the run is a nice kick, so probably he did do the right thing.
16 points the difference. The ball back into play again. Punched away by Ford. McKenna's got a chance to pick it up, but fumbles. Knocks it back again. Picked up by Walpole out there on the edge of the square. Goes for a kick over the centre half forward position. Smale in front takes a good mark. Love got right into his back that time. Doesn't worry about Love, who's still on the ground. Gets the ball moving quickly out wide. And there's a mark taken here by Michael Aish. Got a couple of good players on this side, I'll tell you that now. Short pass. And the mark taken here by Scanlon. So they're just coasting at the moment. Still 16 points in front. And we're over the 26-minute mark. So time running out for the Bulldogs. Off the top of the pack. Pushed out by Sewell. Over it goes there. Chance for the ball to be tapped forward towards Button. Gets a kick. A hurried one up there towards the full forward position. Ball knocked to the ground. A chance now for Walker to clear it down there at full back. He decides to go for a bit of a run. Got no one to kick it to, so he kicks it at two Norwood players. There's interference. Now the umpire says play on as the ball is kicked up there by Walpole again. Edmund lost sight of it. Now he's got it. Copped one right across the chops that time, and he'll take the free kick.
Well, Jimmy Edmund coming good late in the game. Probably a little bit too late because nearly 27 minutes have gone and they need 3 goals to get in front. I think that's highly unlikely. Beasley still can't mark it. He's had a dirty night. Then again, he's got a few mates we could put into that category. I'm sure many of our Footscray fans watching would agree. Michael Aish up towards centre wing. Walker tries to mark it one hand. Coming out as Foster, who swings it back towards the point of the square. It's all Norwood out there, and the mark is taken over there by Jenkins. Jenkins tries the short pass. Plenty of Norwood players running loose. Turnbull, the skipper, left centre wing. A short pass again. And they're making this look pretty easy at the moment. Mark taken by McIntosh. McIntosh adjacent to the players' interchange area. Up towards the forward pocket. And big Button down there taking the mark. Right on the boundary line. He's taking plenty of time. Another short pass. It's virtually a game of keepings off as far as Norwood are concerned at the moment. Thomas trying to get the ball out. Not successful. A free kick going to Taylor. That's Andrew Taylor in the back pocket. He too has gone for a short pass to Burton. That came unstuck. Footscray should be going the long kick at the moment. This is falling right into the plan of Norwood. And Button will be quite content to give the ball to the boundary umpire. Just over the 28-minute mark. Knocked down by Ford. Picked up by Burton. A little bit too long for Walpole, and it goes to Gallagher. Gallagher return over to Thomas. Thomas's kick up towards the full forward pocket. Knocked away by Walker, but Ross is there. So too is Fosdyke. He'll get there first. Right on the boundary line. Tries to give it back to Ross. Rolton is there for Footscray. He should be able to pick the ball up. Gets the long handball. Looking for Steve McPherson. Finds him, but it wasn't a good piece of handball. Over and turn to Andrew Aish. Back to Ross. Out to no, it's Gallagher, not Thomas. Gallagher in turn up towards full forward, and in the road down there is Big Ford. To McKenna. Norwood player grabbed too high. That's Michael Aish, and he'll take the free kick at centre half forward.
Michael Aish with the ball at centre half forward. 29 minutes gone. There's the star to end the match. And a great victory here for Norwood. They've beaten Footscray. The score 14 goals, 893 Norwood to Footscray, 11 goals, 11-77. And they weren't headed all night, and they didn't deserve to, because they played a great game of football. They really outclassed them all night, Robert.
Right throughout, Lou, and there can be no excuses whatsoever. Norwood too tight in defence. Across the centre, and around the packs, they're better skills, I would call it, that their disposal of the ball. A number of times a Norwood player had made position and found the ball hitting him right on the chest. It was a delight to watch, and they were just too skillful right throughout the night. And their tackling was a pleasure to watch. There was, you know, nothing about with boot strength or anything like that. They were just fine, down-to-earth football tackles.
And they had many good players. The final scores here at the Stirling Cup, of course, we see Norwood having a great victory, 14-9-93 to Footscray, 11 goals, 11-77, and that's the last time we'll see Footscray in the Stirling Cup for 1983.
Welcome back to VFL Park. We mentioned during the commentary this evening that a lot of Richmond's coaching methods perhaps had rubbed off onto Neil Baum and in turn to Norwood. So let's go back to the Norwood dressing room now. And here is Victoria's coach tonight, Neil Baum, talking with Jack Edwards.
Thank you very much, Peter. Well, I was just talking to Neil about coaching methods. Peter just said that some of the, possibly the Richmond coaches' methods have rubbed off on you, but you said it's entirely your own thing.
Oh, I think that'd be a big-headed to say that.
I didn't mean it in that sense, no. But you didn't pattern your coach on anybody else.
Well, obviously you learn a lot as you play, and then depending on the material you've got at the club you go to, that obviously will affect the coaching style, for sure.
Well, your type of football tonight was in direct contrast to Footscray's.
Oh, in some ways, I thought our use of the ball was a lot better.
And what about your players that go straight at the ball and they move it straight upfield?
Well, everybody's got to go straight at the ball, I guess. I don't think there's any alternative to that, but we sometimes go a little bit wide at times, but that's because we try and keep possession of the footy as much as we can. That does cause a few problems, but when we are running straight, we try and push it in as long as we can.
You've unearthed some very good players. I won't say unearthed them. You've groomed some very good players there in that Norwood team.
Well, they can play a bit in South Australia, contrary to what people may think. There are a lot of good young kids, and we naturally spend a lot of time on trying to bring them up through the ranks. Because we can't afford to spend millions of dollars on players in Adelaide, you see. I
don't think many teams can afford it, but they seem to do it now. You, in the quarterfinals, Norwood will be playing your old team, Richmond?
Yes, I think so, yes. We didn't really look past this game, naturally. We had to win this one to see if we could go on, but it is Richmond, and that'll be interesting.
And your methods won't change at all? You won't be trying to outsmart Francis Burke or anything like that?
Well, we'll only play them on the field. I don't think what I do has got that much to do with it.
And, well, that game we look forward to, I'm sure, now, because a lot of people were pleasantly surprised with what you showed this evening, Neil. And you must have been happy yourself. I know you're not saying very much, but no, but down below that you're very, very pleased.
Oh, yes, well, it's a real challenge for us because we don't play against the VFL sides, if you like, and we just play at home. And to play against them, it's a good measuring stick for us, and it was good. I thought we perhaps looked like we were going to get run over there for a while, and then we regrouped and went for it again. But we don't play under the same pressure every week, and so it's a bit harder for our blokes to be prepared for it. But I was really pleased with the way we came out of it.
Well, Neil, I know you won the premiership last year, and the team you have now certainly must have a great show of taking it out this year. We wish you all the best through Channel 7 and all the viewers, and we're certainly looking forward to when Norwood plays Richmond in the quarterfinals.
Thanks, Jack.
Right, well, the voting for our award was like this. Bob Skilton went for Keith Thomas from Michael Aish. Jack Edwards went for Michael Aish, Stephen Phillips for McIntosh, and Lou Richards Gallagher from Michael Aish. So on a first preference basis, Michael Aish wins the National Panasonic Prize this evening. He's taking a shower at the moment, so we hope to get him shortly. In the interim, let's go back to the Footscray dressing room, and it's Stephen Phillips with, I'm sure, a very disappointed Bulldog coach in Bluey, Hampshire.
Thank you, Peter. A second ago, Blue, you said you'd have to restrain yourself. It was a very poor performance from a team that's been lauded all season as one of the great improvers in league football.
Yes, I was certainly very, very disappointed. Very disappointed.
What happened? Was there just, does it show a lack of depth in the side? I know you left out key players like Andrew Purser, Callett through injury, Hansen, but you brought in a lot of young players who were supposed to have big raps on them.
Yes, I think that was a very disappointing part of it. You know, we expected a lot more from them and didn't get it. And we've probably been shown that a few of them just aren't up to it.
Well, even with 10 minutes to go, you still had the opportunity to make up the leeway. I know Walpole turned back into the pack. If he had to turn the other way, perhaps things would have been different. But the opportunities were certainly there.
Oh, we had our chances to win it late into the game. And, you know, I can't... the worry to me is that when we're in a situation like that, when we should really have everybody rallying around and running and doing all the right things, that they just didn't. They just the ball went back to the centre after we'd scored a goal, and we could have got back into the game, and they just there was just nothing there, and it's a very worrying thing.
Did you have some fear about this game after the performance on Saturday, when you really should have taken that game out, the Collingwood match, and then to come out here and face the South Australian Premiers?
Oh, certainly. You know, we knew it was going to be a very hard game, and unfortunately we had injuries that we couldn't risk tonight, and we had to call on our reserves, and we were let down.
Well, Blue, it gives you plenty to think about during the week, and of course there's Saturday to come.
Certainly.
Thanks, Blue. This stage back to you, Peter Landy.
Right, thank you, Stephen. And just repeating, the winner of our award tonight is the champion Norwood Ruck Rover in Michael Aish. He's come out of the showers now, I believe, and with Jack Edwards, so let's go down to the Red Legs dressing room.
Thank you very much, Peter. Well, he may be wet behind the ears in one sense, but he's not truly wet behind the ears, because the game he played tonight, I thought, was a great game. Congratulations, Michael. You won the National Panasonic Best Man on the Ground Award.
Thank you very much, Jack. It's a pleasure.
And did you fellas must have been very confident when you came out? You started to take Footscray apart right from the very start.
Yes, Neil got it right in from the start. We had to play well right from the word go, and that was our aim. And we played pretty tight football for a half, and we came in, we knew it was going to be hard after half-time. And apart from one lapse in the last quarter, I thought we played pretty well.
Well, you're tied to Richmond. Is that on the draft system, or are you just signed?
No, that's on a Form 4, signing about 3 years ago.
And when do you think you'll be going to Richmond?
Well, see how it goes at the end of the year. I had a bit of problems last year, and if I get through this year all right, I'll wait up at the end of the year.
How old are you now, Michael?
22.
How many games have you played?
Approximately about 80.
And what positions have you played them in?
Well, mainly the first couple of years were at half forward, and the last 2 or 3 have been at ruck roving.
And have you, has you worked out on the fixture who you'll be playing in the quarterfinals?
I'm not quite sure, but I was talking to Neville Roberts on the way over, and I think it's another one, and then we might get into the grand final. I'm not quite sure, but it doesn't look that far off that we could make it.
Well, you're going very, very well indeed, the way Norwood played tonight. You must be very thrilled with your coach, Neil Barr.
Oh, he's a fantastic coach. When he came in 80, he took us to the grand final, and we just lost that. And he just knows how to pep all the players up, and they know their responsibilities, and they go out and do it.
Well, the way Neil handled the side tonight, I thought he had his entire team playing a very, very disciplined brand of football. Does he insist on disciplined football?
He does. He's trying to get our long game going, but when we have possession of the football, we have to make the best use of it as possible. No, handballs to ground. We just kick to position and we run to position, and that's our game.
Well, I think you showed Footscray tonight how football should be played. Congratulations once again, Michael, on the National Panasonic Award.
Yes, thanks, Jack, and I'd just like to thank National Panasonic. This will come in very handy at home. Thanks very much.
Good, thanks very much, Michael. Well done, and back to you, Peter.
Well, there it is, a great victory to Norwood, and thoroughly deserved. The final scores being 14-9-93 to 11-11-77, and Norwood to advance to the quarterfinals now of this $475,000 competition. A great win. They had many good players on the night, and they led from start to finish. The main goal kickers for Norwood, Neville Roberts finished up with 4, Turnbull 2, and singles to Fosdyke, Michael Aish, Keith Thomas and Greg, and also Neagle kicked 3 goals early in the match. For Footscray, McPherson got 3, Hawkins 2, and Neil Corey 2. They were the main goal kickers for the Bulldogs. Great win to Norwood tonight, and as I said, they advanced to the quarterfinals. And of course, the next big football date is on Monday, Victoria and South Australia at Football Park. Peter Landy on behalf of Lou Richards, Bob Skilton, Jack Edwards and Stephen Phillips, good night to you all.
Has been brought to you tonight by the Mitsubishi dealers of South Australia.